Okay, that should be us live. So, welcome everybody to this very special, very strange Northern Christmas in the middle of summer. For us, it's hot, so we're cooling down with Christmas RPG. So, welcome to Spotlight Indie. Welcome to all my lovely people who are joining me this way on the camera. Right, so I'll just close the YouTube because I was making sure it was running. So that's going to talk in my ear. So yeah, today we're going to do an RPG session for a very Northern Christmas. Everyone's going to play Sean Bean. Everyone's going to play multiple Sean Beans as they attempt to get him to the end of a film alive. As well as playing all this, we're running a bit of a fundraiser for charity as well. So we've got the link in the comments. So please check that out. It's for the charity Give a Book, which is dedicated to promoting books and the pleasure of reading in the hardest places. So they work in prisons and schools and with disadvantaged children and stuff like that. And we all know the importance of a good story and a good book. So it's a very worthy cause. So with me, joining me this evening in Sean Bean form, are the lovely HL Tinsley. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm very good. I have channeled my inner Sean Bean ready for this event. I've had lots of Yorkshire tea today in preparation.
Love it. And we've got the fantastic Jordan Loyal Short. Jordan, how are you doing?
I'm doing fabulous. Very excited. Gonna have some fun. I practiced a little bit of my Sean Bean accent. Be prepared. It's still terrible, though.
Excellent. That's what we like to hear. Dave Lawson is also here, the amazing Dave. How are you doing?
Doing well. I am also ready with some horrible Sean Bean accents, and I don't know if Sean Bean was a pirate ever, but today he is.
Today he is. That's perfect. And we have J.E. Hannaford, the fantastic J.E. Hannaford. Jenny, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you. I've discovered some weird and strange Sean Bean facts over the course of the last morning, but I will not be attempting any accents. I'm sorry. You don't want to be traumatized by that. Yeah, I am ready to go and die.
Perfect. Right. So to give a bit more context on exactly how this is going to work, the aim of the game is to get Sean Bean to the end of a film, as I say. So what we all know is that Sean Bean is a multi-dimensional universal constant in all universes in the multiverse. Sean Bean exists. All of his films that we see are actually documentaries, and he has been cursed by a cosmic witch to die in every single one of his lives. But the key is that today, in this film that we're making, if Sean Bean can get to the end, if the chosen Sean Bean can get to the end with the special magical amulet and survive, then the curse is broken and Sean Bean will be free to go and live his multi-dimensional lives in whichever way he sees fit. So as I say, we've got a bit of a Christmas theme going on. We'll see how much we can stick to that. Everyone will be playing 5 Sean Beans in succession or as a hive group. We haven't quite decided yet, so I'll leave that up to each individual player. And they can either pick, and you can pick a specific Sean Bean character if you desire, but we've also got just some bean types. So things like Shakespearean bean or a sharp bean, stark bean, spy, shooty, that kind of thing. So everyone has 5 of those, and they also have inevitable deaths for those Sean Beans as well. Oh, excuse me. So they might be impaled or crushed by something really heavy or just shot. So it is pretty much guaranteed that most of these Sean Beans will die, but they can also sacrifice themselves to keep another Sean Bean alive. The mechanics, we're oddly enough not running strictly Dungeons and Dragons rules. We're pulling ourselves a little bit back from that, and it's just a D6 and they'll roll, and on a 5 they win, and we've just got to get through the film. So I'm going to be playing kind of the director / production team, or the studio and all other evil kind of manifest of that kind of ilk, and everyone's Sean Beans have secreted themselves throughout the production team, the staff and the players. They're just wearing wigs or masks or fake beards, which is slightly strange because he already has a beard in most cases, maybe a thicker one or a russet colored beard. Right, so has everyone got their Sean Beans ready?
Yes.
Broadly speaking?
I've written my Sean Beans on a notepad.
Okay, close enough.
Okay, I do not, but I can get my Sean Beans ready in the background.
Yes,
please do. Give me a chance to really get it.
As I say, we've got some archetypes essentially of Sean Beans, and for anybody who wants to know how this works at home, we've just got a list of 8, so you can roll a d8 to randomly get those 5 Sean Beans or pick them, and then there's a list of inevitable deaths, which is a d6. And then as we try and get through every sort of scene in the film, there's a number that they need to chip away at to get to. So it's a very northern Christmas. The broad, I'd say I have very few details because I don't really trust it. This is very collaborative, and I don't trust that if I made something, we wouldn't just immediately careen off of it. So Act 1, we have our hero, and Martin Beck is the name of the character. So first off, we need to pick our chosen one, who will be the Sean Bean playing the main character for now. So we can either try the Sean Bean impressions and see who gets the best vote for that, or we can take a volunteer as well.
I mean, a volunteer
do the impressions. Gotta do the impressions. Okay. Like that's the only fair way.
Okay, let's go clockwise again with impressions then. Unfortunately, I can't be the chosen one, so I can't do that, but I will sacrifice myself on the altar of the impressions as well, because I feel like that's only fair. So I showed this then before the stream, and I was just practicing the line from Lord of the Rings, which I've now forgotten. Just give them a moment, for pity's sake, is all I've got. I've got that or bastards. That's all I've got. Holly?
I was struggling to think of a line that I can actually say this early on YouTube without us getting cut off, because the only ones I can think of have got swear words in them. Oh God, I can't do impressions. It's going to be so bad. Like I just can't. I'm gonna have to think about it and try and do one. I'll try and do one in the moment. I can't do one like planned. Yeah,
that's fair. We don't want to disrupt the process. We
don't want to offend the people of Yorkshire as well.
No, that's true. Very lovely people of Yorkshire. Dave, seeing as you were so keen on the impressions, do you want to throw one out to us?
Sure. I mean, I have no idea how to do this, so I need something to say in a Sean Bean voice, though.
I mean, for some reason, the thing that's coming to my mind is he did a Yorkshire tea advert, so the end of it is just for Yorkshire.
I mean, like I said, I don't know how to do this, but for Yorkshire.
That's good.
That's strong.
Yeah.
Jordan, do you want to throw us yours as well?
Yeah, I was thinking about possibly doing like a 2-minute slow motion reenactment of getting shot with arrows. Okay, so
that might be very strong.
Might be boring for the folks at home, but for me, this is how I get into character. So I would have followed you, my captain, my king, I don't know the last line.
I love that. That's great.
Good. I love that.
I can't compete with that. That was amazing.
Okay, I think, well, there you go.
I mean, the only thing I could do if we're going for actions is to just... and then my head would fall off.
That's actually most of Sean Bean, right?
Yeah. Okay, we're definitely getting into the zone of the death part for Sean Bean. So we know the stakes. Jordan, I think you have to be the chosen one for that.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so don't worry. The mantle of the chosen one may change as
my accent gets worse and worse and worse.
No, more as that I wouldn't dare to take it away from you for just for role playing purposes. But if your Sean Bean were to die, then
let's be honest. When my Sean Bean dies,
if they all die, then I have to do an impression.
Yeah, there you go. That's the cost. Okay, so we meet our hero Martin Beck, who's the lead, played by Jordan's first Sean Bean. He is a Santa Claus impersonator. So now you're just going to have to do an impression of Sean Bean doing an impression of Santa. I won't. I was going to say I won't make you do that, but you've smashed it. And the villain of the piece is Lord Tory Alfredton. And then we also meet our hero's love interest, Henrietta Hetty Stonecastle, and his mentor Harold Moore in the first act. So we've got in Act 2 the villain Lord Tory's scheme to shut down the local Santa's grotto and replace it with an app, which somehow, despite this being a relatively old game, still feels like big tech is sweeping in. It's still as relevant then as it was, relevant today as it was then. So as I say, this is a bit of a collaborative process. So I'm envisaging, let's go with like a slightly rundown as the set being, and especially as this is a film that we're making and being the production as well, we will be in a kind of rundown shopping center / mall for everybody in America. So we can kind of take over the whole thing with the production, and the Santa's Grotto can kind of be the main, where we enter, or open the film rather, not enter, and see our hero Martin Beck as Santa Claus. So that's really as far as I'd got, because I wasn't really, as I say, I don't know where we're going to go with this. So I think we need to just showcase the everyday of this sort of, I'm envisaging again, down on his luck, Martin Beck. He's, maybe struggling to make ends meet. We can all, I think, envisage this kind of story. So in the first scene, we're all storytellers here. What would we want to happen in this first scene?
Oh,
maybe he is sitting down. He's taking a sip from his flask, like a little hint of bad Santa in there, pulling down his fake beard.
Maybe, maybe looking at a script.
Dead again.
Yeah. This is the only role he could take where he could envisage that he didn't die. I mean, as I say that, I can just imagine this turning into an action film rather than like a Hallmark Christmas film.
yeah.
So I think, yeah.
Perhaps, what if a mysterious stranger appears in line to sit on Santa's lap?
We're going to say,
Yes.
like, you got the femme fatale in line. There's, like, all of these, like, 4-year-olds and 6-year-olds. Then you've got this, like, woman in I'm thinking, like, Jessica Rabbit-style dress, standing in line with all the kids around her and just, like, staring at him. And he's like, this is different. Okay.
Maybe he takes a sip from his flask and he's complaining and he says, ho, ho, and he turns to her and says, ho.
Yeah, I get the sense this needs to be like a really divey mall as well. It's, it's like out in the middle of nowhere. There's just like a half-empty parking lot, like maybe an old like Dunkin' Donuts with like the sign falling off it, like the D is like that.
I think so.
You had a few a few people sat in the corners, maybe not fully conscious.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the dregs of society is in the corner of this mall. Okay, we've got our femme fatale in the line. I think the script may call for, as I say, the underlying conflict here is that the witch is trying to kill Sean Bean as part of this film. So I feel like the femme fatale is maybe an agent of this cosmic witch that has put the curse on him. So as she gets closer, I think it says, like, when you do something brave or dangerous, roll a d6. If it's within your bean type speciality, roll a d8 instead. So this femme fatale is going to get closer and closer in the line. But I sense that as you have all collected in this single universe, the Sean Beans will be able to tell that she is an agent of the cosmic witch. Talk about sentences you never thought you'd be able to say. So as I say, you're all kind of, everybody else is sequestered in the production team and maybe doing some of the lighting or something like that. So does anyone have, sorry, it's really warm in this room, does anybody have any ways that they would like to attempt to stop this femme fatale with her dagger that you've just seen? Sort of, she's pulled out of the pocket that should, all dresses should have pockets, and although this is a very form-fitting dress, it still has a pocket and space enough for a blade.
Yeah. So I am a sharp bean currently.
Okay, perfect.
And I am going to attempt to like somersault over the children without hitting the children and punch her in the throat to stop her from attacking my fellow being.
Perfect. Roll the d6. Let's see what happens.
I feel like we've all just simultaneously had like the Sean Bean sense has started tingling.
Yeah,
That was a 4.
a 4. Okay, so the situation is complicated somehow. So it says work with the GM to introduce an element to the scene. The next player to roll adds an extra d6 because of it. So the was it yes and no but kind of situation we're going with. So it was a 4. So we'll go with yes and, because that's the higher of the 3 and the 4. So you do manage to somersault over the children, but instead of sort of punching her in the throat, you kind of just fall over onto her. Like you managed to sort of stick the landing and tackle her out of the line.
Can I make one more little comment at this point? I want to look down at her and make a pithy remark, because I feel like that's part of the action hero.
Absolutely.
I'm just going to look at her and say, let's see, I don't even know what to say here. Swept you off her feet, didn't I?
Amazing. Yeah, she sort of looks back at you, and you see in her eyes that the pupils of her eyes are deeper than they should be. They are the deep black and speckled white of the cosmic darkness. So you recognize that she is indeed an agent of the witch. But she hisses and tries to shimmy away from you and sort of slashes at you with her knife. The director, thankfully, the chosen one being, is pulling off such a performance in the first scene that the director hasn't noticed this yet. They're just outside of shot. Yeah, so the scene continues. Go on, Molly.
Can I possibly try to assist Sharp Sean Bean? Because I am currently 006 Sean Bean, and I feel like I would have absorbed a certain amount of training for that role as a spy. So could I potentially try and grab some of the fairy lights off the grotto and use them to like restrain this witch so that Sharp Sean Bean has more chance to defend themselves?
Absolutely.
Is it a D6 or a D8?
It is a D8, you're right. So yeah, roll if it's within the beam type speciality. So apologies, Dave. You should have had a D8 for your somersaulting sharpness.
I'm okay with the 4. We'll take it.
What was it, Holly? Sorry?
It's a 1.
Perfect. What a great early way to introduce the injury mechanic to the audience.
Sean Bean is dead.
Not quite just yet. So every Sean Bean has a single wound and injury that they can take, and after that, the next time you roll a 1, he will die. So please mark for your 006 Sean Bean that he has been injured.
He's just strangling himself in the Christmas lights.
So I was gonna say, I expected like you threw the fairy lights and you got me instead of the woman, and I'm over there like writhing on the ground with fairy lights around my neck. But
so is Holly's Sean Bean like swinging by the neck?
Sounds like it.
Yeah,
it does sound like she's that 006 Sean Bean has tried to swing through with the fairy lights, accidentally garroted himself and like kicked Sharp Bean in the face as he's going down. Sharp Bean thankfully isn't too injured, but the demon femme fatale has skittered away from him.
One of the guys in the side, one of the collapsed supposed druggies, stands up, pulls his holster out, and Shooty Bean takes a shot at her as she runs.
Great, yeah. Make it roll a d8 then.
8.
8. Perfect. If you roll your dice's maximum value, roll another dice of the same type immediately.
Nice.
3.
3. Okay, perfect. So one of those is a success. So you manage to shoot her, maybe hitting her in the chest, which she's a cosmic witch or cosmic witch minion, so it doesn't quite kill her, but is enough to make her flee out away. Thankfully, I know 3 is another complication. You ignored the cardinal rule of this, which is quiet on set. So the director looks over, calls cut, and looks over stormy faced at the druggie that has just got up and shot one of the extras. I'm just going to mark off a success there. So we've got a success from that, and you just need a few more to get through to this particular act, and we'll move on to the next act. So the director has noticed this, and so your particular Sean Bean, your Shooty Bean, has been escorted off the immediate set. So obviously they're not dead or injured or anything. They're just been shoved out of this room for now. So you can probably come around, into a different space if you want to, but they're I feel like that's reasonable. Like if you're a director or an assistant director, somebody's just shot one of the extras, you probably don't want them around anymore. Okay, so we still need to get through this scene. So the director just calls everyone back to starting positions. Yes, everyone back to starting positions. What kind of Sean Bean have you got at the moment, Jordan?
My first Sean Bean is a sharp bean.
A sharp bean, okay. Okie dokie. So you're heading through the scene, and we are also introduced to, this scene we introduced the villain of the piece, as well as the hero's love interest, who wasn't that femme fatale. That would have been good, wouldn't it? And then his mentor as well. So any ideas how you might want to introduce the villain into this? I think we may introduce the villain as talking to hear him having a quiet conversation just behind the grotto with your manager, as you can see him. And the script calls for you to kind of go and have this altercation with him, because you can kind of hear that he's trying to get you fired.
Sharp Bean is gonna saunter up. Who's this twat?
He says to you, I'm Lord Tory Alfredton. I own this mall. I am getting this. This is not profitable whatsoever. I'm strong-armed into this by my wife, but booked this in last year, but she's since left me, the swat, and I will.
Well, obviously she's left you.
He's clearly the love interest.
So I'm just thinking, while you have this argument with this, which is a very strong way to enter that conversation. I love it. You don't, or the script calls for you to leave your hip flask sort of accidentally by the chair. So you were kind of sat on it. So in terms of the script, this is your last straw, in that the manager of the mall / grotto is going to spot this and fire you. But you see one of the children start going up and pulling out a vial of something and trying to put that into the hip flask. This is, again, you can all kind of, the Sean Beans can spot this. I'm not, well, who is anyone going to try and stop this?
Yes. So I'm allowed to switch to a different bean while Shooty Bean's currently off site, right?
I think so.
Okay, so my actual definitely not him. Oh my god. Scary Bean.
Okay.
Is, I don't know if it'll classify as subterfuge, but he's holding the sound boom at the moment.
Okay.
Which I was going to drop on the woman's head until there was a different bean on top of her, and I thought that was quite inappropriate. So Scary Bean is going to accidentally, on purpose, allow the big fluffy sound beam to drop onto the child.
Okay, so could you roll a D8 for me, please?
2.
2. Okay, that's an injury. Your Sean Bean is hurt.
Did he get hurt dropping his own sound beam? Oh, okay, that sounds about right. So he's taken one.
He's taken an injury. So I think as you have tried to maneuver this down to smack this evil assassin child in the face, or stop him from doing that, you kind of twisted yourself a bit too much, and I don't know, managed to nearly give yourself some sort of neck injury as you do that. Okay, so now the scene continues, but Jordan, your main Sean Bean, your primary Bean at this point is still having this argument with them. And I think storms back, or the script calls for him to storm back and take a swig from his flask.
I'm going to be sure first to light a parliament and blow smoke in Lord Tory's face.
He's blustered by this, flustered by this, as he is a sort of stick-thin, very rail-thin, lanky man, and clearly prefers his conflict to be handled by other people. And he kind of, and just storms off without another word.
I'm going to storm back over, take my flask. Gods, no wonder I bloody drink so much. Did I notice? I
think let's give you another roll to see if you notice that.
D6.
Yeah, let's just do a D6.
4.
Alex, might I ask a DM question before Jordan does this, just because I want to check on something?
Yeah.
If Jordan's taking an action as the primary Bean, are we allowed to assist in any way to give him any advantages or bonuses?
Yes. Great question. Before I drink poison.
I think
I was just going to throw a knife at
your
him.
flask
To,
be
knock
polluted.
the flask out of his hand with a knife.
Absolutely. If anyone wants to try and help throw a knife, Dave, you roll as well. I feel like that comes under the sharp. He's like muskets and
6 or an 8.
Yeah. So roll on a D8 for that one, because I think that comes under. So yeah, anyone who wants to help, tell me how you're going to do that, and then you roll as well.
So I throw a knife. I rolled a 3.
Okay, perfect. I've got a 4, a 3.
Could I use the lighting? Because I feel like if Jenny's scary Bean is doing sound, I'll do lighting. I'm going to try and flash the lights in his eyes to try and distract him from drinking.
Okay. Yes.
7.
7. Perfect. Okay, that's progress. That's another tick on the as we move out of this scene. Okay, and then we've got a 4 and a 3 as well. So progress and also complications, but not injuries. So we're all good. So as the main Bean, the primary Bean, tries to take a sip, there's a flash in his eyes, like sort of flashes off the flask, which gives him a little bit of pause, and then the knife kind of sinks into the chair next to him. Just as it swings, swooshes past his face and sinks deep into the wood, which I think is enough to give you the warning that you need that something is not right with that. The director calls cut the moment before the knife flashes before your eyes as well. He clearly didn't like something that was happening, so he's called cut. So the director is no longer paying attention as the weapons are flying through the air, so hasn't thrown the sharp Bean off set or anything like that.
Bloody hell! Is this the Macallan 10? My rider specifically calls for a 14-year age Scotch. Get this shit out of here.
I think there's a PA who is gonna rush over. Like the director snaps his fingers, and the PA rushes over. So, I'm so sorry, and just starts mopping it up. And then the director stands up from his chair. It's just like, oh. Okay, let's move on. Next scene. So they will shunt you along. Go on, Dave. Sorry, are you going to say anything? No. Okay, that's fine.
I was going to walk over to Spy Bean, 006 Bean, and say, I reckon it's the director. He's an agent. The Cosmic Witch. We should take him down.
I agree. Definitely.
Great.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I don't know what's reality and what's not anymore.
Welcome to my life. Yeah, so the director calls for the next sort of scene to be set up. He says, we'll try that again later. And you all start shuffling through the mall to the next sort of the next scene calls for a behind the scenes kind of introduction of the mentor Harold Moore and the hero's love interest. I will be interested to hear my fellow storytellers' thoughts on how a drunk mall Santa would have a mentor and what exactly his role would be.
Drunker
I
mall
feel
Santa.
like his mentor is like the original mall Santa who started.
I was
mall
just
Yeah.
thinking that. And he was
Yeah.
perfect. Everything about his Santa was just the right amount of squishy to sit on, just the right depth of beard. It wasn't fake. His hair has the perfect curls. He's just aged now, but he looks perfect. He's
Yeah.
His
just
toe had the perfect toe. Like it was just very Santa.
I feel like he had all of that, but now it's like something terrible happened. There was a terrible wrapping paper incident, and he was forced
you're
to leave.
kind. I
And
was going to go with a fire, so it all frizzled up.
yes, and it accelerated by the wrapping paper. There was a terrible fire, and now when you see him, it's like his beard has lost its luster. He's like in an open dressing gown with like a white vest underneath. Like he's
It's
got
a Santa
the
themed dressing gown, so it's red
yes,
with white trim.
yeah. It's a little bit sad. Like you can see the trauma he's been through in his eyes.
See, you don't even need me. It's stuff that you guys get on with it.
They're in a flat share. You know?
Done. Yeah.
He's
so,
only doing the Santa job because his last job fell through, and to help the mentor to make sure they make the rent.
Whenever he bends over to pick up his gift or his bag of presents, he accidentally farts.
Yeah.
Perfect. So the next scene filmed is in one of the old shops that has not got anything else in, but it is now a set of a flat share between this old Santa, has been Santa, and the wannabe Santa. So you start setting all this up as Harold Moore, the mentor, begins to berate the primary bean in his role for essentially doing a poor job. Stop! I told you to stop drinking on the job. He says to you as it calls for as you come straight through the door.
Bah! Be a shame if I ended up a washed-up old has-been like you, eh?
You see that remark. He says it, hits him hard. You should be doing this for the children. They shouldn't see you as a drunk. They should see you as a fountain of joy. You're supposed to be the spirit of Christmas.
I hate bloody children, you know that.
He just shakes his head sadly. Now, as this set is a flat, it's quite a pokey little flat. It's the kitchen is right next to the sort of living room.
Do we have bunk beds?
You do now. A studio flat with bunk beds.
Yellowed furniture, because
Yeah.
at least one of them smoked, or the past did, with that kind of smell in the carpet that almost looks like it's been ripped out of a pub.
Yep.
In desperation. That
Yeah.
stickiness underfoot.
The bunk beds pull out of the wall.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be enough room otherwise. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. What a harrowing Christmas film this would be. Okay, so as I say, this is a studio flat that has barely got enough room for one person, let alone two people who are trying to be that jolly Santa.
And a Christmas tree.
A Christmas tree in the corner. It's wilting. It was fake, but you could tell like the same incident that burned up the original Santa has taken the half of this tree down, which is just shoved unceremoniously against the wall. But
Are they filming at Christmas? Or are they filming in the middle of the summer? So this is even sadder then.
Yeah, so they're filming, I think, as most Christmas films are filmed in the summer. So it's, filming this time of year. So it's additionally sweltering for Primary Bean in his costume.
His beard is very sweaty.
Yeah.
There's like patches going on.
But maybe one of the beans is a cameraman, and as you're sort of panning around to catch them have this argument, this is very low. But
work. Yeah.
It's very low, but they haven't managed to get one that goes automatically. So, but you notice that there's just the smell of gas as you sort of pan around, and the next part of the scene does also include the primary bean going and just warming up some old baked beans for his dinner on the gas stove.
Christmas dinner.
Yeah, exactly. So somebody needs to prevent him from doing so, or it's going to explode or turn
So
off.
is his love interest there yet?
I think she's going to arrive now or very shortly.
Because I would petition for my sexy bean to be the love interest. Sean Bean in a wig as love interest.
Yeah. Granted, as much as I have the power to do that, 100%. So, yeah, sexy bean arrives at the door.
Hello, Martin.
Wait, are you sexy Sean Bean or are you the love interest?
Both. Sexy Sean Bean playing the love interest in the film.
Hello, Martin.
My, quite the look at you.
I say, you got any whiskey?
Just a bloody tin here. Come on. We're making some beans.
This is like the sexiest film ever.
Don't I?
Bit too much, but come on in.
Oh, God, lassie. Sorry, that was Scottish. I don't know where that came from.
It's fine. Go on.
I was just going to say, because this is just such a fantastically well acted scene, and I feel like everyone would be just like really distracted by it, I would like to utilize my Ned Stark Sean Bean, if I am allowed to, because I feel like if there's a change in the temperature, what with him knowing all about winter coming and all that, he would sense it, and I would like to try and pull the the gas. Unplug it basically, so that it switches the gas off.
Okay, that's good. Does anybody have anything they want to do to help with the distraction, so you can all roll together as well?
Sexy Sean Bean knows that main Sean Bean will continue to mess things up. So sexy Sean Bean is going to sweep in and just plant a massive kiss on other Sean Bean to keep him from blowing up the house.
Sexy Sean Bean is already very distracting. Don't worry.
Okay. Holly, Dave, you both with the D8s, because that is definitely both within your wheelhouses.
Oh, that's an 8.
8!
Okay, amazing. You both get to roll again because so exploding die with this one.
Another 8.
Another 8!
What?
I'm not joking. Another 8.
We won Netflix.
Yeah. Okay, give it another roll, and if you explode again, then we might let the scene
At this
go.
point, sexy Sean B is just like there's tongues
So
going on. It's
sexy.
like, 3.
Okay.
I've got to refresh because I ran out of spaces on my little dice roller.
Okay.
That was a 1.
Okay. I feel like the double 8 we can just maybe skim over the 1 and we'll just count that. I feel like so what the script called for was a not chaste kiss necessarily, but just a frosty reception for the love interest to arrive. Sexy Sean Bean has ignored that stage direction.
Entire tongue down the mouth.
And it's getting quite heated over there, which is good because Stark Bean has unplugged the gas, turned off the gas, and dissipated any lingering danger from the stove.
I feel like this hot bean on bean action might get us a cease and desist letter from Sean Bean's lawyer.
I mean, maybe you'd love it.
He's into it. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so the director calls cut again because that wasn't in the script, but
just getting bloody good.
Yeah. It's like you're improvising your lines. He sort of seems happy enough for that.
Well, that's how the character would do it, The character, she loves him, and she just, you walk in, you see your hubby across the room, and you snog him.
Eating a can of cold beans. I don't see what the bloody problem is here.
Bean breath is the best breath.
Love it.
Spits a little bit of the beans back in with the can.
I'm loving the gruffness of this, the primary bean. Okay, so the director. Okay, fine. We'll come back to that, and you move on to the next scene of the film. So we've met all of the main players of this. So we're moving on to Act 2, which is to say that we learn of the Lord Tory's scheme, which is to shut down completely the mall and the local Santa's Grotto, and he wants to replace it with an app, to the Santa app, which is free and basically to gives you like a little cartoon Santa that the kids can kind of VR themselves onto, and they can feed him mince pies and things like that. General kids app stuff.
Kids will want a payback from that.
They want what? Sorry,
they'll want rewards, virtual Santa coins to spend on virtual stuff. So
like,
they can build a virtual pile of virtual presents.
Exactly. You
it's
pay the
crypto scheme.
Yeah, it's always a crypto scheme all the way down. Okay, so we'll, I think, film a different scene, but without the primary being in it. So we have Lord Tory who's coming out of the mall, and there's loads of fake snow around as you step out into the fairly warm August sun, as you've set up this scene to be filmed outside the mall. And it's just a short scene for him to, be on the phone and saying his plan, just checking in on the development of the app. So that scene is going on outside. Most of the crew is out doing that. So the Cosmic Witch's aim is to kill the primary being, who's currently not being filmed, but is, backstage, maybe getting makeup, is getting a touch up.
Having a snog.
Having a snog with the sexy bean. But you notice that the makeup assistant that you have is different, is new, not Charlene, who you've been, if not developing a rapport with, certainly learning to tolerate over the last few weeks of filming. And you don't think that the next scene calls for you to be clean shaven, but she does seem to be sharpening that razor quite a lot. I feel like I can, where this is going. So, we don't want to get any Sweeney Todd infringements. So, would anybody like to suggest how they would like to stop the primary bean from having his neck slashed?
So they're backstage now. Yeah,
you're backstage. There's still, people milling around. They're like in one of the, other abandoned shops that's been turned into the dressing room.
Okay. Sexy Bean has been, he's fixing his wig after the vigorous snogging, so he is not paying attention.
Okay.
So have we got the same team? So Scary Bean is still in that area, or would Scary Bean, because he had the boom, have had to move outside?
He has probably had to move outside, so you can pick a different bean if you wish to have somebody around. And also, Jordan, I feel like say you've got the bean sense, so you wouldn't be totally at the mercy of this of Sweeney.
Charlene, when did you get a teardrop tattoo under your eye?
She looks at you. Don't worry about it.
Dark Bean, with a respect for tradition, is going to step up alongside main character Bean and look at Charlene and say, I feel and basically try and point out that traditionally Santa has a beard. With his respect for tradition and honesty, he feels that this is something that should be integral to the character of the Santa, and she certainly shouldn't be considering even bringing that razor near the luscious Santa beard that is required for a Santa actor.
That's a bloody good point. What the hell is going on here?
Cool. Okay, Jenny, roll a d8 for me.
3.
Okay. Charlene looked at you, continues to rub the razor up and down the strap. It's like, but that beard's not any good. It needs to come off.
Using his tenacity, he is going to reinforce his position that he feels that this is absolutely not in either the director's vision or any sort of integral view of Santa in any way whatsoever. And he is going to continue to edge between main character Bean and Charlene as he is telling her that this is not the appropriate thing for a Santa.
Okay. Okay, make another D8 roll for me.
8.
May I assist as well with this?
Amazing. Yeah, absolutely.
You are also Stark Bean, aren't you?
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap over. I'm going to get out my Sharp Bean because of all the Sean Beans, he has the best hair. I think we can all agree, and would therefore know his hair products. So while Jenny's Sean Bean is distracting Charlene, this is getting very confusing. I'm going to snatch the conditioner and I'm going to pour it on the floor at her feet to create like an oil slick.
Okay. I think that's just a D6. I mean, he does have good hair. Yeah, go. Hair products is, yeah, let's go with a D8. Why not?
Okay.
I've got another 8.
You got another 8.
6.
And then a 2.
Okay. An 8, an 8, a 6, and a 2. Okay, so that's a lot of successes, which is good. So as you put the conditioner all over the floor, and the Stark Bean kind of, edging between the two of them, Charlene tenses with the razor, the straight razor, and just before she can make a wild slash towards towards the chosen bean, you shove her, and the oil slick pushes her out, and sort of she trips over and dies. She cracks her head on something, but she's an agent of the Cosmic Witch, so she sort of just dissolves into obsidian sand. But just to make sure you don't feel too guilty. Not that I think Sean Bean would feel particular guilt over killing the agents of the Cosmic Witch.
Well, sexy Sean Bean was out there, and Charlene actually died on the hairbrush that I was holding in my hand, so I am now covered in obsidian Cosmic Witch agent dust.
So that's going to make you sneeze.
I sneeze. I'm going to roll a D8 on that sneeze to see if I take any damage and die.
Okay.
But you have to sneeze in a sexy way.
I sneezed very sexily, and I rolled a 1.
Okay. You sort of inhale it. Was that your second? That was your first?
That was my first, yeah.
The first sexy wound you've taken.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Breathe in some of that dust and sort of, gives you a sore throat. Okay. So another agent of the witch is dead. And we haven't had any actual Sean Bean deaths yet. So I feel like I need to step up my game. There's 20 Sean Beans I need to
you and you are dead.
Yeah. Well,
there's more than 20 if we've got 5 each, yeah. Oh yeah.
There's been a terrible explosion.
Yeah. Well, you avoided
and
that.
I can't do maths.
That's okay. You only need to say what the number on your dice is. It's absolutely fine.
Fine. I counted you as a Sean Bean for a moment. Like, no, there's 25 of us. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just thinking. So maybe the twist of the scene where we learn about the Lord Tory's scheme is that the mentor is in the background, unseen because he's standing near a group of homeless people, and Lord Tory, as a true blue Tory, doesn't see homeless people, not just completely blanks them out. So we'll have another scene now where
he's not seeing homeless people. But Shooty Bean is currently a homeless person who got escorted out, right?
Yes.
So Shooty Bean's probably out there.
Yes.
Watching this conversation.
Yes, he is. And as the mentor is nearby. So the next scene to be shot in the film is going to be, I think, the mentor and the chosen one having this, revelatory scene that if, I don't know, maybe it's part of, again, feel free to jump in with your storyteller instincts, but
I feel like the mentor probably needs to die very soon.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, he can maybe be crushed by a giant bauble or something that falls in the mall. I don't know.
I was going to say maybe this is where the mentor has discovered that the Santa app is really like a data mining secret thing. And then if it somehow gets funded, it is going to drain the money that parents are saving for children's Christmas presents all over the world and ruin Christmas forever for everyone.
Oh, that's good.
I like that's good stakes.
Yeah. And also he's only 2 days from retirement, even though he doesn't have a job.
Get too old for this shit.
Okay, so the next, I think we need to give that information to the chosen one as well, like as part of the film. We need to do that. So if he's just seen that outside, we'll say that we're at the next day or something, and the chosen one is back in his Santa outfit, but this time the scene takes place in the
you froze for a second.
We lost you there for a minute.
Okay, cool. It's all right. I said something really important and clever, but you missed it. So, okay, we need to take the next scene, I think, where the mentor is telling the chosen one about this, so he can give all the details. So if we take the scene, he's back in his. It's the next day. The chosen one is back in his Santa outfit, but we're in the grotto, like behind the chair. So the trap from the witch is that giant bauble. It's like, there's above. It's in the sort of the grotto is in that central like courtyard that, or one of those big courtyards in a mall. And
is it back where it was yesterday?
Sorry, is it back? Yes, it's in the same that sort of same area. And as soon as the Sean Bean, the chosen one, saying Sean Bean isn't helpful. Sorry, that was super unhelpful. Steps outside of the grotto. There's supposed to be one of the giant baubles falls and kills the mentor, but you can see that there is a shadowy figure kind of above where the pulleys and the switches are that seems to be messing with the mechanism, so that it might not go off the way it's supposed to. So the challenge here is to prevent. The scene calls for Martin Beck to walk out of the grotto as they are arguing about this, because Martin Beck, as the disillusioned, he hasn't learned any lessons yet, doesn't care about any of this. He's just wants his cold baked beans and whiskey.
Give me that bean money.
So of course he'll storm out of the grotto, slam the door so hard that as his mentor Harold Moore comes out, that's when the bauble falls from the ceiling and crushes him. But the mechanism has been tampered with. So as he slams the door, it's going to drop immediately. So does anyone have any...
Shooty Bean is going to try and... It's not going to help, is it? Shooty Bean's going to do it anyway. Shooty Bean's going to try and shoot the cable as it starts to drop, which might actually make it fall faster.
I mean, okay, you can do that. Yeah.
So I have Sharp Bean outside here. He is going to attempt. I mean, everything he does, there's a flip involved. So he is going to try to jump and flip over, grab the boulder, and push it out of the way.
Okay, great. Could you both make rolls for me then?
I made a 3.
A 3, okay. Yeah, so if you roll an 8 for me as well, Dave.
2.
Okay. That's the first injury that Sharp Bean has taken?
First injury.
Okay.
But I am on top of a boulder that's hurtling toward the ground, so I think a second injury might be coming soon.
Well, I think so. You rolled a 3, which is a event complication. So I think, as you Sharp Bean leaps to try and intercept and land on this boulder, and then you just get shot in the leg by Sharp Bean, who tried to you swung it off a little bit, and
bloody hell!
does work, but the momentum doesn't even manage to do that. Okay, could Jordan, could you roll for the chosen one to get out of the way?
Yeah, he's busy like putting on some aftershave on his 5 o'clock shadow. I feel like talking to the mentor here, and
we've just saved your beard.
6.
Okay, perfect. So you get to roll again as well because that explodes. So the sharp crack of the shot runs out and gives you enough warning that you're able to dodge out of the way as this bauble painted boulder smashes into the ground. So it misses you by inches. So you don't get crushed.
The hell is going on here?
So was I on top or under?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, you're just there on top, staring at him now.
All right, I'm gonna roll and see. I rolled a 1, so I think I pretty much died here.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. We can take it. The boulder just rolls.
It stops with him on top and then just kind of.
Yeah. Okay,
I do make one last pithy comment as I die. I look over and say, "That's the way it rolls sometimes."
That is our first bean down.
Bloody awful.
Bad.
That bloke looked just like my girlfriend.
Okay. Right. So we're still in this act where we're learning about the scheme. Well, technically, I guess we can move on. So let's just move on from that actually. So how would the mentor is still alive? Are they going to have to reshoot that? Okay, we'll say that they've reshot that and it's fine. Like everything went fine because you managed to dodge out of the way and didn't die.
Oh no, my mentor.
Yeah, very emotional. I love it. Okay, so the next part is that that Martin Beck needs to move against the villain, but is ultimately defeated. So, in memory of Harold Moore, your mentor, how do we envisage that happening?
Come on, guys. We've got to have a montage at this point.
Training
montage. Yeah.
Training
like shadow boxing. Yeah. Lifting up cans of beans.
Oh.
Quickly curling the beard.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Tidying learning to tie his outfit properly so he now looks like Santa.
Yeah.
Speed wrapping presents.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so this gives us lots of opportunities for assassination attempts from the Cosmic Witch, I think. So what did we have? We had lifting beans as a weights regime. I think one of them has just been like shaken like a carbonated drink and is going to explode because I'm pretty sure that's how beans work. But again, you've got the bean sense. So as this scene is shooting, you can kind of see that one of these cans is not like the others. And has a bit of cosmic witch dust on it. So there's plenty of cans to be picked up, but you just need to make sure that he's not going to pick up that one.
Ooh, that one looks good.
Okay, I'll 006 Sean Bean. And what I'm going to do with my knowledge of explosives is I am going to try and stealthily swap the like when you've got two things on like a table and you spin it round like real fast. I'm going to attempt that.
Okay, perfect. Roll the d8.
It's a very technical description. It's a 5.
5. Okay, yeah, 5 is a success. Okay, lovely. So you do manage to do that, and maybe throw away the chuck it out the window before it explodes.
I didn't think about that bit.
On the plus side, it is 1 foot farther away from me when it explodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
I'll
managed
roll it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You roll it like down some stairs. It goes into the basement, and there's just this boom as it explodes slightly further away from you.
It's just some poor person down in HR office.
Is it
that's
the
just
homeless
exploded.
bean down there? Jenny's homeless bean is down there where the can goes.
Malingering.
And he's malingering in dark corners.
Go on, Jenny. Why don't you roll the d6 and see what happens? Why not? We're going to try and churn through these
5.
beans.
Gotta kill some more beans.
Yeah.
Okay, so it rolls down. A 5 is another success. So it rolls down the stairs, but Jenny's malingering bean, that sounds really weird, sees like one of the agents of the Cosmic Witch and throws the exploding can at it, just thinking to huff it and, you know, clock them on the head so that they are knocked out. But as it gets close to them, it explodes, taking the Cosmic Witch agent with them.
Quickly, can someone tell me a good brand of British bean?
Heinz.
Oh, Heinz.
Heinz. All right. My next bean is regular Sean Bean doing brand endorsements, so I needed a.
Yeah, Heinz beans. Okay, perfect. So
I'll just pop up and say Heinz beans exploding with flavor.
Amazing, love it. Cool. I'm going to give you an extra dice, whatever your next thing is. You can just roll through because I love it. Yeah, I just love the idea of this. You know, Sean Bean just popping around the corner, saying that, and then just rushing off again. Okay, so we've had the montage of him, you know, training to be a better Santa. And now we've got the scene where he's going to try and be the better Santa, but it's not going to work because we're only halfway through the film. So it has to fail. So how does he fail? And like, why is our hero not strong enough to defeat this, Santa app at the moment?
He tries to create an account and can't do it because he's 45 years old.
Yeah.
His phone's a Nokia, and it doesn't have an app capability.
Yeah, it's like you have to pick your state, and he's in the UK. There's like provinces. Like no one knows what's going on.
Okay, what dramatic cinema we have created.
You know, like the Matrix, where they've got and stuff like that, where they have all the the numbers on screen while they're typing. It's like that.
Okay, so how I'm going to interpret that for the film that we're supposed to be filming is that he does all this. He tries to become a better version of Santa, but he also wants to put his own spin on Santa. So with all the bean lifting and other things, he's turned into a stupidly buff version of Santa. So he sits on the chair, and the kids kind of come up to him and, you know, want to be, you know, sit on Santa's lap and tell him all the stuff. But they refuse to because he doesn't look like the Santa on the Santa app. He is not jolly. He doesn't have a belly like a bowl full of jelly. He has got a belly like, you know, a washboard of abs. So film-wise, that is what's happening. And I think that he will have to rush through a crowd of disgruntled children, many of whom may be small goblin minions of the witch. So, yeah, you're going to have to run through some goblin minions.
What if he's set up as Santa and he's got a line of kids, but he's doing a crap job of Santa because he's hung up on his six-pack abs and his new physique, and somebody sets up like a kiosk for Santa, and all of a sudden the line starts switching over, and then he has to like go through the crowd of kids that are secretly partly goblin assassins to confront somebody who's like manning the Santa kiosk or something.
Yeah. Done.
Okay.
No.
Sorry, I'm just very excited because I've been waiting to bust out this Sean Bean because I feel like this is going to really help. So in this film, we've established that he is trying to get onto this app and now is presumably with phones still in hand. So I would like to bring in O2 Sean Bean
Amazing.
as the voice of O2 Mobile Network, and I'm going to be like tech support Sean Bean, and I'm going to try and text like directions through these like minions.
Yes, please do that. Roll a d8 for that. I've now reflected your excitement because that feels so niche. Like that particular.
I literally been waiting for this. It's a 5.
Okay, 5 is a success. So that's all good. Okay, so you get like a weird, like text through as you're holding up this phone, which is like 1 forward, 3 to the left.
Bouncing a toddler on the other hip.
All the messages come straight through because the network is so clear, the connection's so good.
Absolutely.
Why won't it let me put password as my password?
Okay, so you've made it through and you're now storming a furious Bean, shaking your fist at the guy, whoever is on the kiosk, who is dressed like an elf. And again, is this? I think I'm just going to start scattering minions of the witch through. Anyone who's essentially not Sean Bean could be an agent of the witch. So you have this person dressed as an elf on the kiosk, and they continue the script. They look at you like really bright-eyed, smiling. But they've got like a QR code going on. But again, have like, they have like a belt covered with like elf weapons, but the wrong kind of elf. So whereas a Christmas elf's weapons would be like a wooden mallet or, things to help you put toys together. But he has, just on his back, like 2 swords and a bow underneath.
I'm going to tell him.
Bean looks at those and says, he is inappropriately armed. He has swords as a skill.
Okay. Okay, great. So are you just trying to
He is going to start lecturing as a distraction on the true value of an elven sword.
Okay. Roll a d8.
Hopefully to buy some distraction for main character Bean. A 5.
A 5. Okay, another success.
So Chosen Bean is now appropriately wary of this employee. He's going to give him like a safe distance. He knows that sword from the technical expertise provided. He knows the attack range of that sword, and he's going to stay a step out of it. And he's going to challenge us. What are you doing here? There's only room for one Santa in this grotto. Now, you better get out of here, or you're going to end up with a lump of coal up your ass.
I am genuinely disappointed that I'm not going to be able to watch this film at Christmas time. Okay, knowing that you are now just out of range of the sword, the elf, growls at you. Yes, there's only room for one Santa, but it's the true Santa. You don't look anything like him. You're just some sort of fitness model.
What do you mean?
But as that you're having this argument, the elf is stepping forwards and towards you. Would anybody else like to prevent this from happening? I mean, anything you could do. You're hidden everywhere among the crew.
Experian Bean has noble sacrifice as a skill.
Okay.
So as the sword comes towards main character Bean, he is willing to put himself in the way.
Okay, roll a d8. I feel like I'm going to have to kill you at the same if you succeed at this.
3.
3, okay. The elf notices you do that and manages to sidestep, but it also throws off the swing at Chosen One Bean. But as you're on the floor, I guess, at this point, having thrown yourself through the air at the elf. So the scene is now in chaos. The filming has stopped. He's yelled cut as soon as the sword sort of started slashing at Chosen One Bean. But there is a bit of, the children are milling around. The ones that are children are screaming and running, but the ones that are goblins are screaming and running in the other direction at the Chosen One. So you're going to have to fight your way out or like flee at this point. So please, everyone can do something to try and aid that.
Well, so Spy Bean is up in the rafters. He takes out a grenade and just throws it down into the mix. So I'll roll to see how well he throws it.
How many children you kill?
That was an 8. Okay. You managed to time it so that the crowd of children manages to just be far enough away from the crowd of goblins pretending to be children. And it's quite a compact explosive that you've thrown down there, and it takes out all the goblins, but also throws Chosen Bean off. It just takes out all the goblins.
Does it take out any of the beans that are amongst the goblins?
I feel like, so who have we got? We've got Shakespearean Bean and Chosen One Bean down there. So I feel like if you guys could make a roll for me, just to see how well you can
roll. A D6 or a D8?
Let's go with a D6.
Who?
2. Okay, so the Chosen One's first injury and an injury for Shakespeare Bean as well, please. Holly, you look like you were going to say something. Yeah, I'm trying to find you on the screen.
I was, but the moment has passed. So, no, it's okay.
Oh!
Yeah, shrapnel is not conducive to good Christmas vibes, and yet you're full of it.
Have you never seen Die Hard?
Yes, apologies. Yes, of course. Yeah, I feel like that's more the film we're making here rather than anything else.
Can we call it Bean Hard?
We should.
Okay, so we've got the. Okay, I feel like in the chaos, the explosion of goblins, the elf may try and flee, as it is clear that the set is threaded with bean agents. So we'll move on from Act 2. Act 3, actually, we're in. So, no, we're in Act 3. Okay, so we just need one more sort of success to move on from Act 3, which is his acting against the villain but is defeated. So the scene would call for the children all to sign up to the app, I think.
I think during this whole thing, there's been a progress bar and all the little like iPads that all the kids have.
Yeah.
Like this Santa app is slowly loading in the background and we're about to miss the deadline. It's going to load onto all their phones.
Yes, I feel like in the script, like given how Chosen Bean has been acting, that the script does just end with him scuffling with the elf. He's just, in a fist fight, distracted, using his mighty muscles, bean muscles, to defeat the elf, and the progress bar flips to 100%. And all these kids are now the only ones that were left that were waiting to see, the real Santa, because their app hadn't loaded, have now got the app.
Bloody hell! But I kicked his ass. How did I lose?
Have you guys seen Kingsman, the movie? So that scene where they send out the signal from the mobile phone and everyone starts going nuts and killing each other. I feel like in the movie there would be like a similar scene with all the kids like just hitting each other with Christmas presents.
Tearing open all like the fake presents that are around the grotto. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So the children that have fled from the grenade now rush back in and start tearing the grotto apart. So as we finish this sort of part of the film.
So normal Sean Bean pops up and says, "Don't want your kids throwing a fit? Buy him an iPhone," and pops back out.
Great, love it. Yeah, a lot of sponsorships we could get on Spotlight Indie for this. I love it. Heinz, O2, iPhone. Yeah, let's go.
Chosen Bean is going to call out to his PA, Sheila, yeah, get the illegitimates an iPhone. Thank you.
Love it. Okay, so we've got through that part of the film. So I think let's call that day of filming is done. So Chosen Bean has his trailer, and now you have to survive the night before we film the next day. which I feel like could. I mean, you've got at least one homeless bean, like keeping an eye on you. So
I've got my mentor in the bunk bed beneath me.
Yeah.
And you've got Sexy Bean in the bunk bed with
you. Bow chicka bow wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, darling, your muscles are so big.
So wait, sorry. Are we in the film or are we in
Yeah,
Sean
let's
Bean's
just no,
life
we're in the
now?
film. Let's,
Definitely off camera.
His method. It's method.
It's method acting. As you said, the lines of reality are blurred at the best of times, and I think this has just destroyed any kind of sense of border that we might have had. Okay, yeah. So that scene, we're going to have a scene overnight as, let's say that the character is going to be consoled by his love interest at losing all the children. They've gone mad, destroyed his grotto. He surely can't have a job at this point. Doesn't see how he's going to defeat the app. But the thing is that I'm just going to pause for a second. There we go. Seed frozen. The thing is that our chosen one, you have the bottom bunk. So as we film this scene with the mentor on top of the, no, he's dead, isn't he?
I was going to say, wasn't he dead?
Yeah, no, he is dead. That's the whole thing.
Really
his body up there.
This is where your lines are blurred. Is his character dead, or is the actor that plays the character still alive, but the mentor is dead? Yeah.
Well,
maybe it's Shakespeare Bean as the actor up there pretending to be the mentor.
Thank you for.
Again, and it's going to be like the mentor's going to be like a ghost of Christmas past. So they've got Shakespeare Bean up there to play this very classic role.
So Shakespeare Bean is now
the
ghost
dead
of the
mentor.
The dead mentor. Okay.
Okay. And yeah, so the problem is, you're on the lower bunk and the Shakespeare Bean is on the top bunk, which has been sabotaged to fall and crush you overnight.
Crush us.
Okay.
Crush, even more deep.
Hang on. So it's crushing two beans in one go.
It will crush
two beans on the bottom go.
Yeah. Yes. So there's your challenge. How would you like to attempt to survive this?
So is Shakespeare Bean, firstly, are they going to do the whole ghost of Christmas, Santa of Christmas past? So Shakespeare Bean dons a green outfit.
Yes, very like flowing green Santa outfit. Yeah, so I think at the moment he's waiting on the top bunk to say
trying
his
to
lines.
put a green outfit on.
Yeah.
Yes. To say his lines.
But there is, like the bed is creaking, which it normally does, but maybe a little bit more than usual.
Yeah, it is.
Will you guys stop getting at it down there? I've got a soliloquy to deliver.
Sean!
I'm not taking this very seriously.
The bed downstairs is just like the scene from Spies Like Us when everyone's like, doctor, except for it's Sean.
Okay. As the bed creaks, I'm going to use my sharp Sean Bean again. I'm going to dive in and I'm going to use my rifle to try and prop the bed up.
Okay.
Aren't there two Sean Beans already? So...
what am I rolling?
D8, please.
D8. Okay. That is it's a 5. I keep rolling 5. Sorry. I'll try and be worse.
That's fine. Okay, so that's another success. Okay, right. So just as you hear the splintering wood, or maybe you don't, maybe the Sexy Bean and Chosen Bean are too distracted by the getting into the rolls. The wood starts to splinter, but Sharp Bean dives in from the side and shoves a musket between the bunk beds to give it some more.
Not looking.
Yeah, good shout. The wig is askew. It's okay. So you managed to save the bed from collapsing onto those two Sean Beans.
The chosen one bean is going to sit up, and he's just got lipstick all over his Santa beard. What the hell is going on?
Sexy Bean is going to like turn over out of the way to sort of check out the scene and hit the gun.
Okay. Okay, make another roll for me then, just to see if you take
It's a 2.
2. Okay, perfect. Okay, so an injury for Sexy Bean. Is that the
I
second?
feel like it
Bean's
would have been
dead.
loaded. Like the rifle would have been
Sexy
primed and ready to
Bean
go.
is dead.
Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So Sexy Bean is dead. Can we make a chosen one roll to see if he manages to avoid the collapsing bed as well?
Oh,
and then
dear.
also Shakespeare Bean needs to make a roll because the gun was loaded, so it's going to go off.
I assume a D6.
Yes, please. Yeah, just a D6. Both.
That's a 3.
Okay, a 3. Okay, so you're not dead yet.
5.
Jenny, 5. Okay, so you don't get shot. Okay, so you managed
Whipped
to
past me, tearing a hole in my green Santa outfit.
As Sexy Bean dies, Sexy Bean looks at main character Bean and says, "Avenge me, darling."
My love! My love! No one was as beautiful as you. How could I ever live without you? And he's going to throw his head back and just wail. Tears, 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 tears.
very moving. What a great way to I don't know, like emotionally deepen this film. The death of his lady love. Yeah, I think reality in the film are now one. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're moving to the next act. With this, the chosen being, the main character, his motivations are much stronger now to defeat this Santa rap. So the thing we have here is, go on.
The chosen one being went to the all-night tattoo artist and got a portrait of Sexy Bean on his shoulder.
Amazing. Which just strangely looks like him without a beard and just longer hair.
Sean Bean pops up out of nowhere and says, "Bean tattoos. Remember your loved ones." And then disappears.
Another Sean Bean turns around and goes, "Like the Blades." He pulls his pants down to show that he has a tattoo of the Sheffield United football club on his butt.
Okay. Right, the next act, Martin receives aid from an unexpected source. So who comes to help him in his hour of need? There aren't many other characters that we've met so far. We've killed most of them. So who would come to help him in his hour of need?
How about...
I was going to say, could it possibly be the femme fatale from the beginning, but their twin sister?
Ooh.
Yes.
And she also wants to get at the Cosmic Witch because the Cosmic Witch has destroyed her relationship with her twin sister, turned her to evil.
Yes.
Love it. Great. And then this would have been gone a lot further had, well, actually, I was going to say that it was the twin, wasn't it? So, yes, she arrives, but isn't trusted at first by Chosen One Bean because the last time he saw her, as far as he's aware, she tried to kill him. So maybe she turns up at the funeral, in the distance, there's this snow falling on
black veil over the face. Yeah.
No longer that red dress, is black and the veil, unless maybe Sean Bean's wearing the veil as well.
Everyone's wearing a veil.
Everyone's wearing a veil.
Can't see who anyone is.
It might be a red Santa themed veil though.
Yeah.
It's a masquerade.
There's a lot of very dodgy wigs under various veils, levels of stubble poking through them.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so she comes to find him. I feel like you wouldn't trust her. So, I mean, I'm just wondering if she comes up to the Chosen One Bean, I feel like somebody's going to try and stop her. I mean, you can disagree with me there, but...
Spy Bean's going to throw another grenade.
Okay. Lovely.
That's a 3.
A 3, okay. So you throw a grenade into the funerary.
Does it land in the open grave?
Yeah.
I'm going to try to push who I think is the witch's assassin into the open grave.
Okay. Roll a d6 for me. We'll see what happens.
It's a 4.
A 4. Okay. As you go to shove her, the grenade explodes a little bit too early. So it's in the open grave. So the shockwave kind of throws you all backwards. But thankfully, maybe I'm just thinking maybe the Shakespeare bean is the vicar at this point, or the priest, and trying to give it. So could I get them to roll a d6 to see if they can survive the blast being like next to the grave?
They fall over and land in the grave alongside Sexy Bean with a very dramatic as he falls.
Great, perfect. Okay, so we now have grave dirt and body chunks as the rain. The normal emotional, just pathetic fallacy rain that is falling is now replaced with grave dirt and Shakespearean bean.
Was he supposed to have died by one of the particular deaths?
I think you can sacrifice yourself as an inevitable death.
Well, in that case, as he fell in, he was crushed by heavy loads of dirt.
Buried alive, Bean.
As the sides of the grave tumbled in against him.
Okay.
As the scene continues, the chosen one, Bean, is just going to keep looking over at the mound of dirt on top of the grave. And he can swear that he can see it moving a little bit, but there's important things to deal with. So we're just going to move on and ignore that.
Regular Sean Bean pops up and says, "Buried in debt by Bean Crypto." And then disappears again.
Okay. So let's say that you've managed to succeed the assassination attempt by one of your own Sean Beans and have captured this witch twin.
What are you doing here?
I've come to save you.
Save me? Last time I saw you, tried to kill me.
That was my twin sister. I promise, it really was my twin sister.
Oh, well, if you say so, I believe it.
Feel like maybe like Twin Bean should look slightly different to the other Twin Bean, even though twin sister. And maybe she's played by an actress that was part of the Lord of the Rings one who would have the 9 tattoo, the same as he does, because they all had the tattoos done. So she could turn around and go, "It's me."
He also has a Sheffield United tattoo.
Yes, she shows. That's why you believe her so quickly. She shows off the Lord of the Rings tattoo and then the Sheffield United tattoo.
That one as well.
Yes.
You're like, yes, there's no way you could be a spy or evil. Okay, so she's got some. I'm envisioning the way that she will help you defeat the Santa app and therefore, by extension, the Cosmic Witch. She has information on both of those things that will be able to help you win the day. Potentially, she has. Again, I'm open to all suggestions as we tell this story together. I'm thinking maybe she has like a thumb drive of incriminating files on the Santa app. The sort of hidden code that shows that it is data mining and selling all of this information to the evil companies. The
other Sean Bean jumps up and says, "Watch out for scams. Always check the number." And drops down again.
I love that this
he's now seen the first Sean Bean is doing this, and he's like, "Yeah, I could make money too." So
it's like public service announcements.
Okay, so she's got like a thumb drive for the Santa app. Any ideas on how she could help defeat the Cosmic Witch? Sarah.
Something Christmas themed. If we can reverse the flow of the cryptocurrency extraction, we can fund enough Christmas presents to create an overload of Christmas cheer.
There's a certain type of fruitcake that if you bake it in the correct way with the correct ingredients and then feed it to the cosmic witch, it will cause her to just like explode into nothingness. So like the only way to kill her is with this fruitcake. It's actually not fruit so much as it is just like you have several cans of mashed up Heinz beans in it.
Then if you bake it, she'll bite on it and her tooth will shatter and the cracks will spread throughout her.
Perfect. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's what we've got the Heinz bean who can get you plenty of that. Okay. Okay. So now the test is that she knows where this thumb drive is. I think maybe she doesn't have it, so you have to have some sort of Christmas heist to get that, and also enough beans to bake this cake to defeat the witch. So you need to get to Lord Tory's mansion, at offices or mansion, dealer's choice, and get the thumb drive. And let's say offices, because then at the bottom are the canteens, which all the beans are at. So we can.
Feels like a total spy bean zone, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Okay. So.
My spy bean is there. He's got a grenade in his hand.
Okay, I need to just the objective. So the objective in the film is to stop the app, but the objective in real life is to make the Christmas cake to feed to the witch to make them explode.
Yes, I think that's right.
Okay, it's just so clear. So I feel like let's split forces. If we've got 2 006 Sean Beans, one of us can try to go for the beans and one of us can try to destroy the app. I don't know at this point.
With a grenade.
With a grenade, yeah.
Where is the app located?
Okay, so in my mind, we've got a sort of skyscraper where at the top of the skyscraper is the offices for Lord Tory, which is where all the servers and all the app is going to be. So you just need to get up there and do your grenade thing.
All right. So my spy bean has like the things on his hands like suction cups, and he is climbing up the outside of the skyscraper while going to himself as he climbs.
Okay. Yeah. Can you roll the d8 for me, please, as the minions of the evil witch will begin to flutter around?
2.
2. Okay. As you are humming to yourself, you don't necessarily notice that these sort of bat minions are sort of attacking you as you climb up the building. I will let you decide what happens next. You've been very keen on death for your Sean Beans, so I don't mind you.
So this one doesn't have any injuries yet.
Okay.
So he might only like fall a few hundred feet, but he's able to at the last second hit his parachute button to where he only breaks his leg a little bit instead of like actually dying from the impact. He does land on top of this homeless person who has a suspiciously nice beard.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So Jenny, you were the homeless bean, I think. If you're happy to roll something to see if you can, maybe you'll try to catch him and then just like try and get out of the way.
But I mean, homeless bean is actually a shooty bean, so he's not going to say a lot. He's going to roll a 5.
Okay. So you managed to, just I don't know, maybe just sidestep. I'm just very cartoon-esque and let him drop. Okay, so that was one.
I feel like the other Sean Bean. So were you trying to get into the kitchen? You were trying to get upstairs, weren't you? Whereas the other spy bean.
Yeah.
Who's going? Was someone going to the kitchen?
Is it possible that the Heinz test kitchen just happens to be in the same building, like on the floor beneath it?
I think it is. They're testing out this new Christmas bean, pot. I don't know, like a sort of. I don't even want to like say what Christmas flavors will go into a baked bean because it sounds terrible even as I think it. It's like a candy cane flavored baked bean.
Oh God! And at that point, on hearing this possibility, the other Sean Bean, thinks this sounds like both a horrific idea and an opportunity. And so, ahead of Spy 006 Bean trying to get in, he walks in, notepad in hand. I would like to interview whoever is responsible for creating these fascinating flavors. I have a space, I have a camera crew. Please come with me. We will make your product famous and endorse it.
Okay, roll a d8 for me. Just you see, essentially just kitchen staff around, but
bugger a 1.
One.
I was trying to distract you so you could come and nick stuff.
Okay, so as you, okay, we're just going to lean into the ridiculousness. So as you kind of do that, you're kind of keeping your chin up to try and look really, like you know what you're doing and just very in charge, but you don't really pay attention to where you're going, and you kind of kick over one of the test stoves and just get the hot candy cane baked beans all over yourself. That's an injury for that
They
one.
hurt. They smell very strange. I'm still not convinced this is a great product and that this needs something. But oh God, this is right. I'm D&D mode. Can I do a perception check to see if I can see 006 Bean so I can make a huge amount of howling and wailing to distract all the kitchen stuff? He really doesn't have that as a skill.
Well, so that was downstairs. So we had some of Sean's beans going upstairs. Is anybody else going downstairs to help with that?
Yeah, that was the other
what
006 Bean. That's why I was trying to distract so that 006 Bean could get in.
Yeah. I feel like that's some of a distraction. So yeah, you can try and get him.
Okay, so I will try and get into this kitchen while the distraction's happening. I will pause briefly to do like a 007 like pose with a whisk, just going like going on, and then I am going to attempt to try and swipe the whatever this cake ingredient is, or like whatever it is we need to kill this witch bitch.
Okay. Let's say the only like finished can of candy cane, Heinz candy cane beans.
The secret formula.
yeah.
Sean Bean pops up. Heinz Christmas beans, minty fresh explosion in your mouth.
Okay, I feel like both of you can roll D8s. I think Dave, could you roll that as well? I feel like I'm just gonna make you. If he's just like popping up, I want to make him make a roll.
8.
Amazing. Okay.
People buy that shit.
Yeah, he is. He's good at that. Okay, and a 4. Okay, so they're slightly distracted by the screaming bean who's covered in other candy cane beans. The word bean is going to lose all meaning for me by the time we're done. And yeah, you managed to pop up and say that, which gives 006 Bean just enough time to grab the can. But as you do that and take it off, it was alarmed. So you take the can off and then the alarms start blaring, and you realize that some of the cooks are also tiny goblin people on small stilts, and they start chasing after you.
Chosen One Bean is going to take a sip from his flask, and as the goblins come around like the stoves that have open flames on them, he's going to try to spit fire on them from the alcohol in his mouth.
Okay, roll just a D. What kind of bean is
He's
your
sharp.
bean?
He's a sharp bean.
Okay, I don't feel like that's necessarily something Sharp would do. I feel like something your character would do.
All right, he rolled. Oh shit, he rolled a 1.
Okay, so you spit your very highly alcoholic drink over these flames, and it just goes backwards, because I feel like that's your second wound.
It is, as a matter of fact. It just gets in my beard and catches my fucking face on fire, and I burn to death. Is that what's happening right now?
I think it might be what's happening right now, I'm afraid.
I scream and smoke and lie down on my side, and as I'm like coughing and smoke is coming out of my mouth, I said, I should have listened to Mom. She told me I should have been in a Bond film. I would have gotten laid at the end.
Okay, so
Sean Bean is still there, and he just looks over and says, "Fireball whiskey, bloody hot, bloody tasty."
Okay, so the key thing about the chosen one being is that the reason he's the chosen one is because of like a special magical item that he's carrying. So that's why he needs to get to the end. So I'm envisaging that this is maybe the Santa hat. So that, you know, in the rules it says amulet, but I feel like a Santa hat would be more appropriate for what we're doing. So we just need to give that to another Sean Bean at this point. So I feel like Jordan, as long as you don't mind, we can pass the chosen one mantle to a different player of Sean Bean. So who would like to take that? You can obviously, you've all got Sean Beans here, there, and everywhere. So who's got Sean Bean left?
Hilarious to put.
Mine are going to die, so.
I was going to say, but I still think it'd be hilarious to put it on the endorsement product, Sean Bean.
Yeah. I also feel like it's a Santa hat, but it's in the colours of Sheffield United.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't say that because I assumed everyone thought that same.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Okay, so who wants the magic Sheffield Santa hat?
Well, Dave's got a pirate hat, which is very close.
Basically the same.
I feel like that works. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Dave, what beans have you got left?
I've got a Shakespeare bean.
Okay. Yeah, whoever you would like to take
Spy Bean, Sean Bean, and Shakespeare Bean, but I'll do Shakespeare Bean for the new show.
He's now the chosen one and the main character in the film.
As it should be.
As it should be. Okay, so let's maybe do a quick recap. So you've got those beans left. Jordan, have you got 4 beans left?
I got loads of beans.
Okay, great. So this is again sentences I never thought I'd say. How many beans have you got left?
I have
Holly,
2 beans with 1 injury each. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
No, go on, Jenny. Yeah, so 2 beans
and 2 beans with a success each.
Okay, and Holly, how many have you got left?
I still have all my beans.
Okay, you are very beanful.
I am.
I'm going to have to ratchet up the danger. Okay, so we have the beans, the magic candy cane beans. Although the alarms are going off and the goblins are rushing towards 006 bean, we haven't yet managed to make our way up to the top of this skyscraper to take out the app at the same time. So anybody who is downstairs needs to either flee or from these goblins who have been working the kitchens, or try and take them out. And then we still need to get upstairs to take out get the app stuff.
All right, but we have the can of.
You have the can, yeah. It's very much a Indiana Jones situation of, you've lifted it up and now it's all gone pear-shaped.
As I'm running, I'm going to turn all the gas on all the ovens as I go.
Okay, great. Could you make a roll for me for that one, please?
Yes,
Because
and then
chosen one bean is still on fire.
Okay, yeah, that's possibly a bad decision in that case.
As far as I'm aware,
that's a 1.
Okay.
and Sean Bean hasn't yet got up off the floor from being burnt, and I don't believe.
Yes, no.
Burning beans all over
covered
the
in
place.
burning beans.
Okay, is that your first wound with that bean, Holly?
No, it's my second one for 006 bean.
Okay, so Jenny, could you make a roll with your bean who's on the floor, who's already burned?
Sean Bean got 3.
Yeah. Oh, 3. Okay. So you managed to roll and get yourself up, drag yourself away from the explosion that 006 bean has caused. As the gas meets the burning or the once chosen one, who is now a burning husk. And then Dave, as you've assumed the mantle with your Shakespeare bean, can you make him have a roll as well to see if he makes it?
That's a 5.
A 5. Okay, perfect.
And I'm going to look down at the dead beans and say, "Frailty, thy name is Bean."
Just as everyone's making a break for the exit, and there's goblins scrambling everywhere and burning beans, and it looks like they might not get out, a Sean Bean dressed in medieval armor with a shield and a sword, kicks down the door from the stairwell and starts hacking goblins. Says, "Run, run!"
Okay, make a D8 roll for that one, please. As yes, the explosion throws some of the goblins away. I feel like the can will be carried with the explosion.
I was going to say, with my dying action, I will throw the can, but I want to do it in slow motion to look cooler.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I would expect nothing less.
Yeah.
Starkbean runs in and rolls a 4.
A 4, okay. So you managed to hold some of them off, but they are still, there's more of them than you expect. Somehow you didn't spot the ones that had folded themselves into the ovens, and they like open the doors from the insides, and then just like, it's like that scene from, you know, Mario, where all the goblins suddenly just appear. But
so should I roll a 6 or an 8 to try to catch this can of beans?
I feel like a 6 because I'm going with a Shakespeare one, and I don't know how many Shakespeare plays have catching cans of beans.
You don't know the famous
but it is in slow motion
scene from
it is in slow
motion.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'll say that the 3 is enough to catch it. It doesn't like, you know, hat you on your head, but yeah, there's just more. That hasn't stopped the goblins. This was in fact just set the kitchen alight, and the goblins don't seem particularly bothered, so you will need to get out of there pretty sharpish.
My bean tin's eyes are nothing like the sun. They are more lovely and more temperate.
Perfect. You get another. Oh yeah, you get a D8 for the next roll then, for being able to quote all that. Okay, so the kitchen's on fire. You guys are fleeing. Let's pause that scene for a minute and look at the scene to go upstairs to get the yes, and again. So do you want to make?
Bean stepped out the way when who landed on Shooty Bean?
I did Spy Bean.
And this Spy Bean died, right?
No, Spy Bean's just got a broken leg, but he's chilling.
Oh, so Spy Bean and Shooty Bean are now standing next to each other.
It's only a flesh wound.
Yeah, that was basically where we left it. But yeah, anybody else could be there with their beans. You know, there's multiples.
I've got a Spy Bean. I could give it a shot.
Give me a boost.
Can my Spy Bean have a jetpack?
Let's roll and find out.
Amazing.
Does that a D8 or a D6?
I feel like, yeah, you have an experimental jetpack, so let's roll the D8.
That's a 1.
Okay.
It's the prop one.
It's experimental.
Yeah, it's sort of, let's say, it's the experimental like prop version that gets you, like, they haven't filled it up all the way, so you go straight up. Blade. Yeah, exactly.
I forgot to adjust it to be higher than my head.
Yeah, you know, it's hard to, it hasn't been calibrated, it's hard to control, and you just like smash into the building, going straight through the window, and take, you know, lots of cuts, shards of glass, so an injury for you there. But you're some floors up.
Shooty Bean doesn't say anything to the other Spy Bean because he doesn't talk. He just
Strong,
reaches for him
type.
and goes.
Spy Bean starts climbing the outer wall once again.
Okay, roll another D8 and we'll see how far you get.
I've got to refresh because I ran out of my spaces again. Oh, here we go. A 6.
A 6, perfect. Okay, yeah. So you managed to climb up. You have the option of going in where the other beam has crashed in, which is, you know, about, let's say, halfway
so
up.
The thing about Spy Bean is that he's kind of a dick. But he's just going to throw a grenade in there and continue up.
There can be only one.
Okay. Okay. Well, I guess, Jordan, if you roll a D6 to see what happens with the grenade coming in.
3.
3. Okay. So let's say that you've managed to get away from the blast zone. And maybe the witch thinks that bean is dead. And maybe that's the good thing coming out of the grenade.
Secret beans.
Yeah, you got secret beans.
It's all part of my plan.
Okay, so you're making your way up. You succeeded on that, so you managed to get to the top. One of the floors that you can like, yeah, the very top floor is inaccessible to you because it's got extra security, but you managed to get to, like, you know, the floor beneath, the penultimate floor. So you only need to climb up like a flight of stairs in theory to get to the servers, which are for some reason on the top floor.
Gary Bean is just walking up the stairs inside, bristling with weapons, looking threatening, and trying to scare anyone in his path. Instead of doing this whole ridiculous climbing up the outside thing, he's just walking up the inside like he owns the place.
Oi, look cool.
Okay, so can you roll a d6 for me? As there's on the inside, there's now like goblins swarming around. They
He's
swarm
got
about.
intimidation as an actual, and callousness and subterfuge.
Are any of those? Are you walking callously up
Those
the
are all my.
stairs?
Yeah, and I'm intimidating. I'm
Okay.
intimidating
Okay,
with
well,
all my
okay.
bristling.
Stomping
fine.
on every stair.
I still only have a 2.
Okay, the callous way with which you walk up the stairs, the intimidating way, you don't give the stairs the respect they deserve, and sort of twist your ankle, I guess.
And die by falling
no.
backward down the stairs. Thunk,
Oh.
thunk, thunk till my neck breaks in a hollow at the base.
I tell you what it was. You climbed up the stairs, and as you got to, you know, the 5th or 6th floor, that was when Spybean threw the grenade into the window. It caused you to fly down the stairs.
Made it, finally.
Love it.
I'll put on my plan. That bugger didn't even help me whenever I broke my leg.
I'm very much enjoying how many grenades your character seems to be carrying. Okay, so we've got a bean at least on the penultimate floor of the skyscraper near the server room. We've got the rest of the beans downstairs.
My spy bean is on the mid floor picking glass.
Oh yes, the mid floor is on the mid floor. We've got
heading up.
Some other beans downstairs who have managed to steal the sacred candy cane baked bean tin. Okay, so you need to get from the penultimate floor through the high security that is there, as it would be, because it's the home of the app, the Santa app.
I am just gonna click on my cloaking device and walk right up in there.
Okay, perfect. Okay, roll a d8 for that one then, as you turn the corner. See these,
6.
6. Okay, great. The lasers that, like, you know, are moving, but your 6 spy skills and cloaking device manage to mean that you basically dance your way through. And then the lasers that come close to you, it takes them a minute to register your presence because of the cloaking device. So you managed to get through.
And then, is there like a door to where the chamber?
Yeah, I'm feeling like you've got this big double doors, which you've got this very high-tech security keypad there. So just for the sake of sensing where everybody is, you've got the bean on the middle floor, at least. How many other beans are downstairs versus upstairs?
I mean, who have I got left?
My Stark Bean is on
downstairs.
the kitchen floor.
Sean Bean is just an ethereal presence who will pop up to sell something later.
Beauty Bean's downstairs. Sean Bean's downstairs with sticky bean juice, and Stark Bean, I guess, hasn't gone upstairs, so must be downstairs. So I've got 3 beans downstairs.
I have a scary bean and a Shakespearean bean that I assume are like hanging out on the bottom floor, waiting to see what happens.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I've got a lot of beans left, but I feel like O2 Bean would have gone upstairs in case tech support was required.
Okay, so let's say that we've got the spy bean in the middle that is being rapidly caught up by O2 bean as they go upstairs, and we've got the one true spy bean, the grenady spy bean, going up towards the top with this. It's a big sort of double metal doors with a high-tech keypad that on the other side is the heart of the beating heart of the Santa app.
Get on my comm and say, "Oi, O2 Bean, you know how to work these bloody consoles. Get up here and do this."
I start running. Just
Okay, so let's go back downstairs for a minute because there's a swarm of goblins rushing up through the kitchens. So I feel like anybody who's downstairs is gonna have to make a fighting retreat out of the kitchens.
As Shakespeare Bean, can I stop and say, friends, Romans, goblin men, lend me your ears. We are here today not to fight, but to bring beanhood back to the masses. Relent, resist, refuse the cosmic witch. Join us, my friends. We shall be one.
Yeah, you can definitely do that. Roll it. It feels so bad when you're like, yeah, that's great. Roll the same thing you've been rolling the whole time. Like, roll a d8 for me.
8.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Yeah, let's bump it up. What's the next one? A d10. Roll a d10, and we'll.
A 9.
A 9. Okay, we'll give you 2 successes for that. Don't worry, I'm keeping score of these things. I'm definitely keeping score of these things. Okay, so the goblins do kind of stop. They like swarm up to you like a wave just breaking on the sand and sort of stop and as though to listen, which gives your companions enough time to rush past you and out the door and outside of the building. But yeah, the goblins are looking at you very curiously. Nobody usually talks to them. They usually, well, if they are communicating, it's screams of terror. But you are talking to them rather than screaming at them. So they're very curious as to what's happening. But I don't think it works for too long. You can tell that
and Sean Bean, the interview guy, sees this reaction and goes, I would love to hear your side of the story. Please join me in an interview about how you ended up embroiled in this situation. There are so many people who want to hear you, to hear the validity of your words, to hear what you have to say.
Absolutely. Roll a d8 for me.
5.
5. Okay, great. One of them does step forward. The rest of them are still sort of being held back by the sort of strangeness of what's happening and begins chittering at you in a language you don't really understand. It's like,
it's like they're buffering.
No, that was me. That was very.
No, that's what I mean. That's what it sounds like.
Oh, I thought, no, Alex has got I can't hear him. It's like, no, that was a spot on goblin impression.
Excuse me, I speak goblin, says main character Bean. I learned yesterday.
Okay, roll a d6 to see if you can understand him. I feel like that's.
No, that was a 2.
A 2.
Hindered by your speech.
Main character Bean immediately insults their mothers.
I speak goblin. Your mother was a whore.
So the spell is broken, and the closest goblin just leaps at main character Bean and starts shredding him.
Boromir Bean's gonna jump in front and like do the no.
Okay, roll a d8 for how well that works.
8.
8. Okay. I feel like from that action, you're going to take the wound instead of him.
Yes, I am sacrificing Boromir Bean for main character Bean.
There's a Stark Bean that's dressed in medieval that was about to do that looks at you and says, thank you. Appreciate that.
Okay, so the rest of the beans that are still not being mauled by goblins managed to get away as the spell is broken, as this one, as they've just heard somebody call the cosmic witch.
He's saying something really clever right now, which is a shame.
He's saying something amazingly.
I'm glad. I hope that was a very good freeze frame for me.
It was
good. So yeah, the rest of the goblins leap upon you, leap upon the Boromir Bean, and everybody else manages to get out of the kitchen. Okay, so you flee into the night, I guess, with the can of candy cane beans. Right, let's go back to the top. So this has given O2 Bean enough time to reach this, reach the keypad, And we've also got, so now we've got 2 spy beans up there because I feel like, Jordan, your bean will have made it from now. Yep, absolutely.
Picked the broken glass out of my face and made
Definitely
it
getting some Die Hard vibes.
You look like hell.
Feel like hell.
Yeah, so you're
Bean is just standing down by the door, watching them all, waiting to defend anyone throwing anything at them.
Like grenades that come sailing out the window.
Cool. Okay, yeah, so you
were
guys
a goblin. Sorry.
Right, so yeah, the people at the top will say that the first spy bean has managed to flip off the lasers that were in the way, so nobody else has to do that. But you are now presented with this enormous, very thick metal door with a very high-tech keypad on one side, and you need to get through that to get to the heart of the app. Well, I mean, you got 2 spy beans and an O2 bean up there. What are you going to do?
Hack that shit.
I'll throw a grenade at it.
Yeah, I think this is a job for spy bean. Like O2 bean needs to get in there and get on the computers.
One of this are there any guards anywhere?
Make a roll and we'll see what happens.
D68.
Just do a D6, I think.
4.
4. Sure. So there's an elevator off to one side, and as you are kind of discussing, like, no, this is you should be doing this, no, and I am an O2. You know, I bring the world together. I don't do any of this. Then the lift opens, and a couple of guards with very movie kind of guards. So they've got, you know, semi-automatic weapons.
Point at the elevator and say, "Grenade time!"
Okay, I feel like, Dave, if you want to roll a d8 for the grenade, I hope you don't mind assuming that that's what you're going to do.
This time it's like, I grenade when I want to.
I didn't hear what was happening because my dog was telling me that she needed some beans for herself. That's a 1.
Okay, so he throws the grenade as the lift opens, this elevator opens, and some guards appear, and then the other spy bean points to grenade time, and you instinctively twist, throw the grenade, but you didn't get time to actually kind of decide where you were going to, you know, aim it very well. So it just bounces off the side of the door and comes straight back at you guys. So how many? So Dave, yeah, is that your spy bean done?
Yep, that's my spy bean done. I've got 2 beans left.
Okay, 2 beans left. Okay, so
that's also, I assume I take a wound from that too.
Well, if you guys want to roll for that, like, just
okay.
I'll say a D6 for Holly and a D8 for Jordan, because I just don't know how much experience Sean Bean as an O2 representative is going to have with dodging out of the way of grenades.
I got 4.
Okay, so yeah, you do manage to dodge out of the way and not take a wound from that. But
I got a 3.
Okay, so you both managed to dodge out the way. Somehow your spy training tells you to dodge, but equally your very aggressive spy training tells you to dodge at the guards. So you just sort of leap at them once it's safe to do so. And O2 bean leaps away from the blast like any self-respecting human being with who doesn't have a death wish. Jenny, you're just where your beans are downstairs.
Yeah, so Sean Bean, my interview, Sean Bean was trying to interview a goblin until they started scrabbling at the other beans. Shooty Bean was trying to suggest that everybody went upstairs, but is currently downstairs with his gun, just trained on anything that isn't a bean coming out the windows or door.
So
and Stark Bean, I have no idea where Stark Bean is. I think he might still be on set.
Okay. the one that was left just to make sure, just in case. Nothing. Well, let's say that you're all in this is pretty important. So let's say that they're all, you know, around this area.
They're all kind of hanging around the door, watching for anything else coming back downstairs. No, one's goblin interviewing, unless they ran out away from the goblins.
I think anybody who was in Goblin Town has run away from the goblins. Okay,
so he's run out from the goblins in the kitchen, and yes.
Okay, so
mine are all apparently downstairs.
Okay. If, as I say, you're more than welcome to send some upstairs so that you have some beans in all situations.
Well, I mean, Stark Bean is would probably be the one who would be concerned the most for the rest of them. Shooty Bean's quite happy being a homeless bum sitting by the door waiting to shoot anything that runs out. So, yeah, Stark Bean maybe will charge on up.
Okay. Perfect.
Sword drawn.
I will say that Spy Bean, when he died, he accidentally pressed the failsafe button that ignited his other 26 grenades.
I also feel like he would have gone down the elevator shaft as well.
Sure.
So as Stark Bean runs up the stairs, he hears this kind of woo coming down the elevator. As he goes, "Yeah, definitely the stairs."
Yeah.
Carries on.
Yeah, that just explodes on the side of the building, and then there's just this fireball going down.
Ad opportunity.
Yeah, fireball whiskey.
Oh,
Delicious.
trying to think of what the ad opportunity would be. Bean grenades. Best time you'll ever have with an explosive.
Okay, right. So we've got Stark Bean. Let's say that gives you time to get upstairs. We've got a Spy Bean who I think was, I don't know what your plan was with the guards. I assume was like a key card of some kind, but I feel like that opportunity has been gone now that they have exploded.
I was thinking,
Were they? Hang on. Did the Stark Bean? Didn't the guards? Weren't they there? Because didn't Spy Bean jump onto the guards?
He jumped towards them, but also, if we're putting the 26 grenades into the lift, I feel like maybe he did that first. So that
Fair
we
enough.
don't kill
Fair
everybody
enough.
at once.
I missed the 26.
Are there any like?
Oh, they were all just attached to his grenade belt.
Fair enough. In that case, absolutely.
Are there any like hands or eyes?
That's what I was going to suggest.
So we can try a biometric approach.
That's exactly what I was going to suggest.
Okay, make a D8 roll to see, how grossed out you are if it's successful.
All right. How about a 5?
5. Yes, there are some biometric things around. There's and maybe like most of an eye as well, whatever you might need.
Stark Bean comes up and goes, "Would you like a little hand with that?" and raises his sword to sever the hand from the remains of the body, making it easier to use.
Thank you.
Bean biometrics. We're always here to give you an hand.
I'm loving the spectral bean just floating out of the shadows every so often. Okay, so you're going to try the hand on the keypad.
Yeah,
I'm assuming. Okay, make another D8 roll for me, and you can. Jenny, do you want to just help with this thing as you've severed it to make it slightly easier, so you can roll the D8 as well, just to increase the chances, I guess. 3.
Mine's a 3.
I've added a 1 to it.
Just accidentally choke on the hand.
Okay, so as you Stark Beam wanders up to maybe help, it slips on some blood on the floor, forgetting that he had the sword drawn the whole time, and just that's his first wound, right?
Stark Beam, yes,
Yeah.
he's got 1 success and now 1 wound.
Yeah. So just nicks himself, and in an unpleasant way. Okay, so the 3. Okay, let's say that the hand, it just takes you a while to get. The thumb doesn't work. It's just very unpleasant that you have to kind of
too much
wipe
blood
off.
on it.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of have to wipe it all down. Like use your I'm still assuming you're in a very not prim anymore, tuxedo. So you just like pull out the handkerchief, have to wipe it down, and eventually you do get through that door. And on the other side is a long corridor with like long grooves in the floor and the walls. And you see
Stark looks and goes, "A sword dragging groove."
Yeah, and then there's another like big wooden mahogany door on the other end of that. Yeah.
I'm gonna go up to the door and do the shave and the haircut 2 bits knock.
Yeah, as there is an answer, a very posh voice answers from the other side. What on earth is going on out there?
Your beans have come.
What? My beans?
I mean, I thought that would be pretty pithy, actually. You don't get it? I mean, I don't want to explain it, obviously. Kind of ruins it. Idiot.
As you're just kind of mumbling and fumbling out the door, you hear these kind of stomping footsteps come up, and then Lord Tory Alfredton whips the door open, and it's like, what are you? And then, face kind of goes a little bit white as he sees all pretense thrown aside with these 3 Sean Beans, a spy bean who is very roughed up, quite a normal looking Sean Bean as well, although he seems to be playing with his phone, and there's Ned Stark behind them as well, using the sword dragging grooves as he moves along.
Who is the chosen one now? Didn't the chosen one die?
Yes, the chosen one did die. So I think one of Dave's Shakespeare beans is downstairs, and that's the chosen one bean.
Oh, I thought it was his one upstairs. That was the okay.
No, his it was downstairs, I think.
He's down there with silent Trump shooty bean.
Yes.
My spy bean is going to flip open his poison ring and blow poison in the face of Lord Tory.
Great. Make a D8 roll for me, please. I'm only sort of hoping for a 1 just so that you inhale rather than exhale as you try to do.
4.
4, okay. Yeah, so you do manage to blow the poison at Lord Tory, but maybe you used the wrong ring instead of I don't know what you were intending, but like it's a sleep.
Just pixie dust.
Yeah, but he's diabetic, so it's he's down. Yeah, it's just like he knocks him out. It's knockout gas, and he falls backwards. And beyond him, you can see a sort of an office that is a mixture of like very ostentatious wooden furniture and also very high tech, servers on one side and a very swish computer on this big wooden desk.
Oh, okay. Posh.
O2 Sean Bean would presumably have the thumb drive.
Yes.
I would assume.
Yeah.
So while this guy whose name I can't remember is being distracted by this dust, I will run and I'm going to try and put the thumb drive into the computer, and O2 Sean Bean, using his knowledge of mobile networks, will try to upload the incriminating documents to the app.
Yeah. Roll a D8 for me, please.
I don't know if this is part of the movie or in real life anymore. Reality means nothing.
It's become a documentary, right?
Yeah, everything is everything.
Found footage. Yeah.
Everything everywhere all at once.
That is a 2.
2. Okay, so O2 Sean Bean runs into the office to try and upload the virus with this thumb drive. He is not a rogue. He's not a spy. He hasn't checked for traps. So as he goes to put the USB into this fake USB slot, he gets an electric shock, and it's the security system shocks him. Is that his first wound?
That is his first wound.
Okay. So you're still okay. Okay, let's pause the upstairs scene for a second and go back downstairs, as we need to decide what happens. You have the candy cane beans, but you're also being chased by a small army of goblins as they rush out the kitchens. So let's, I think for the sake of the plot, you've been given the recipe for this cake by, I don't think we gave her a name, but the witch twin. Or you need to bring it back to her to cook. I will leave that up to you, as again, you're all wonderful storytellers.
Okay.
Perhaps
there a chef being amongst us.
I was gonna actually suggest, because this is now in real life, obviously, we need to know where the witch is. So, do we know where the witch is, or do we need to interrogate a goblin? And do we have a Sean Bean that would be good at that?
I've got a scary bean.
Because I feel like Jenny's got interview. Yeah, scary bean and interview bean could be like bad cop, good cop.
Scary Bean's dead.
I got a
But
scary bean.
interview Sean Bean is still around downstairs.
Okay. That works. Let's do that. You need to catch a goblin and interrogate them to find out where it's best to find the witch. So,
I'm gonna talk to that goblin in Goblin again and convince him to come over here.
No!
Okay, roll.
Son of a whore, come here.
How did you know my name?
So a D6 or a D8?
What bean are you using for this? Shakespeare bean.
Shakespeare bean.
Sure, Goblin's quite close to Shakespearean English, so yeah, let's roll a D8.
7.
7. Okay, yeah, so that works. You managed to say that. It's the very generous use of forsooth that gets it done. And one of the goblins, if you manage to convince the rest of them to just hold off for a second, and you convince him to come to you to speak to Interview Bean and Scary Bean. So
someone else have a Scary Bean, because my Scary Bean you killed.
Jordan has one. Yeah.
Yes, excellent. So we have Interview Bean and Scary Bean.
Yes, absolutely.
Good copying, bad copying.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think so. So would you two like to roll D8 to see how you both get on with this good cop, bad cop routine? I do.
I got a 5.
Okay. So as Shakespeare Bean coaxes one of the goblins away from the horde, who's perhaps the rest of them have been they don't like any light, so I'm envisaging this scene happening at night. It's a big heist situation, so they don't like even the moonlight. They've sort of hissed away, but he's managed to coax one forward. Scary Bean and Interview Bean go to talk to him, but I feel like with that role, Scary Bean's doing a good job, because if there's one thing that goblins understand, really, it's threat and force. What they don't understand is the almost Louis Theroux line of questioning that Interview Bean is giving, and it doesn't like that at all. It doesn't understand it, and it just kind of leaps at you and scratches at you. But Scary Bean manages to kind of go, "Hey, no, none of that. You stop," and it treats it like a bad dog, essentially. It works. It works. So you manage to get the location of the witch from the goblin.
Do I die in the process, having rolled a 2?
How many wounds have you taken so far?
That will be my second.
That'll be a second. And yes, that was unfortunately that is Interview Bean is down.
I'm 3 beans down. I've only got 2 beans left.
No matter, as I, as main character Bean, shall do the interviewing. Verily, sir, where'st be thy witch?
Can you roll the D8 for me as well?
6.
6. Okay, great. So
Shakespeare Bean is really good at rolling, except for that one time when he took damage.
So between Scary Bean keeping the goblin in check and the goblin language coming out of Shakespeare Bean, you managed to discover that the witches, how to reach the witches, like HQ, which is kind of folded between dimensions in a gingerbread house that sits just outside of space and time. Which, I mean, the goblin makes it sound so easy to get there. I could not explain to you how to get there, but the goblin knows, and Sean Bean, as an extra dimensional entity, also understands. We, as mere mortals, would not understand. But you can reach it from anywhere, having followed a series of very particular steps.
That was all a jumble for me, so I'm just going to nod my head.
Okay, did anybody else get any of that?
I got it.
Spacey, wacy, timey-wimey.
Basically,
Yeah.
yes.
Wibbly wobbly.
Yeah.
A gingerbread house in the sky. We're going to get there.
Yeah, essentially, yes. It's a gingerbread house in the sky.
Yeah.
For the purposes of the film, it sounds like reaching the North Pole, but it's not. You can still reach it from anywhere. It's like, second star on the left.
Figured out where it is, my fellow men. It's at the stadium for Sheffield United.
That is the portal to another world.
To the pitch.
On the blades.
Okay, wonderful. Right, I feel like that's a good moment to switch back from downstairs to upstairs, and see what's happening with the USB stick upstairs. Right, so O2 Bean is electrocuted. He's slightly shocked at the moment. Our villain, Lord Tory Alfredton, is in shock, and we have a Stark Bean and a Spy Bean up there as well.
Does Lord Tory have plot armor? Or
no. Well, we'll find out. I mean, what are you going to
do? Let's see. I'm just gonna like pick up Lord Tory, and I'm just gonna like chuck him on the electricity trap.
Okay. Okay, roll a d8 because I feel like this callousness fits in with a spy like this.
This poor actor. Done nothing.
Yeah, fully an actor.
A perfect 8. Do you want me to roll again?
Yeah.
And a 3.
And 3. Okay. I feel like it's also important for me to understand what you were trying to achieve with that. Like, what's the next?
Just tying up loose ends.
Okay. Okay. So you throw him on the.
Sean Bean doesn't leave an enemy at his back.
Okay. So you throw him on the still fizzing kind of desk, and it short circuits the desk. You know, the trap is done because this actor is also done. He just kind of flops to the floor.
Oh shit! He was an actor. Oh, fuck off.
Do I need to make a roll because someone's just thrown an actor at me?
No, I feel like. I mean, sure. Why not? Like this is. Yeah, cool.
While you do that roll, my Sean Bean pops out and says, "Bean Solutions, cleaning up a mess so you don't have to."
Is it a 6 or an 8? Sorry.
I think just a 6 for getting.
A 6. A 6.
Yeah.
That is a 1.
Okay. Right, so you kind of have taken a step back as like from the shock, but as Lord Tory like hits the desk and flops over, he also touches you, and you complete the circuit of this electric death. Because that was your second wound in as many minutes, wasn't it? For
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
O2 Sean Bean is dead.
Is that your first dead bean?
No, my Boromore and my 006 Sean Beans are dead now. They're dropping like flies.
I just look down at the corpse, and I look over at Boromir. I feel like that was my fault.
Stark Bean. Okay.
So Stark Bean has no real idea what on earth is going on with this desk and these computer things and all the rest of it. He has a big sword. There is now a dead man on the table. This did not feel like a very honourable death, but they are trying to do an honourable thing. He just doesn't really understand what USB sticks are or any of the other stuff related to that.
Your spycraft is abysmal.
And he kind of looks at Spy Bean and goes, yeah,
Shiny
that
box.
would be your fault.
Well, yes, obviously, but you know, this shiny box has the things that we need in it. In here, we're gonna figure all that out. Obviously, I think it'll work. I mean, I'm not a technical expert, but hopefully, this smoking dead body got most of the work done.
I've still got one arm up with the USB stick.
Holding it up.
Stark Bean does look at you and go, technical expert would appear to be an understatement, given the way your thing crashed you into the side of the building earlier.
Well, don't get technical with me. I'm the technical one.
Okay.
I know how you can help, Sir Boromir. You see that little stick in the computer there? Just reach it and pull it out. Wait, hold on. Okay, well, the USB is in the drive. It's downloading. Do we need to bring that information with us? Or do we need to let it finish uploading?
It didn't work. It was a fake drive, and that's what set the trap off, which is why O2 is holding it in his hand.
Wait, it was a fake drive?
No, fake port that you put
fake port. Okay.
Yeah.
So the port was fake. So
yeah.
O2 is holding it in their hand. It's not in the shiny box at the moment.
Yeah, so you need to still plug it into the computer, which let's, for the sake of argument, say that as it's the electricity has like there's a secret compartment that has popped up with the force of the corpse that you threw at it. It's like unlocks this secret compartment.
I'm helping.
Dark looks at it and goes, so this is like a puzzle piece that goes in a puzzle.
Yeah, like a key. Just put it in there. Everything will work out. I mean, or you'll die, obviously.
I don't like the look of this magical fizzling. So he wraps his cloak around his hand, takes drive, and puts the drive in the hole that he's had pointed at it.
Bit weird that you're wearing a rubber cloak.
Always protect your hands from magic.
Okay, roll a d8 for that. For the caution with the cloak.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no!
Bloody knew it.
Is that a 1? Okay, that's okay. That's his first wound. Okay. How do we
That's a
move
second
forward?
injury.
Oh, no.
The spy.
You made me, so you're now left with every corpse and the drive.
Oh, that's
He's
your
also
second one?
electrocuted. That was my second one. You just killed Stark. You just killed all of us. You're now left up there.
Bloody knew it. I'm going to say I'm going to do a little fonz on the side of the computer and like bop it like I'm bopping a jukebox and see if the real drive pops open.
Okay. Yeah, make a d8 roll for the phones, I guess.
Which Sean Bean did you just lose, Jenny?
Dark Bean.
Stark. Okay, so my Stark Bean is still alive, but I'm going to say up until now he's been sat on a bench in the corner of the room, and as Jenny's Stark Bean goes down, mine's going to jump up and like kind of take position.
Take over.
Yes, like stunt.
Having
double.
learnt that cloaks do not protect against the vicious magic.
A little bit of bad news while we're talking about things. Spy Bean does the fonz on the side of the computer, and he rolled a 1 for.
Okay, that's in his second
wound,
right?
yes.
So he just manages to hit the explosive compartment that was this is a very well defended desk, I have to say.
It's taken down 5 of us now.
It's like trying to open a door in D&D.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
Just trying to put a USB drive.
Okay, I think for the sake of sanity, the second Stark just manages to find it. With the explosion, it's managed to do it. He's the only one left upstairs, I think now. Having stepped.
Yes,
off
I've only got 1 bean left.
Probably.
Advertisement Bean is technically upstairs, but he's not assisting anyone.
Just the peanut gallery.
Waiting.
Pops out. Oh, deaths are impenetrable. And just buy them today, and then walks away.
Visit Shaper Shifley Funeral Homes.
Okay, so you've got the USB in, and I feel like let's say that's all you had to do for that portion of it. It will upload the information, and it will just send it out onto the app so that everybody gets told exactly what the app's stuff is doing. So now the only thing left to do is bake the cake, which I feel like normally would not be a dangerous activity, but we lost a lot to that desk.
Are we baking the cake at Bramall Lane, though? That's the real question.
You can make.
I think we need to break into the kitchens at Bramall Lane, which is the Sheffield United Stadium, and bake them there, and then open the portal.
I mean, we blew this kitchen up, so we haven't got a choice, really.
Yeah, we got to cook somewhere else.
Okay, and I'm also going to say that given that the Sheffield Stadium is obviously a nexus in time and space for the Cosmic Witch, it is also like quantumly entangled in all Sean Beans. So you can do like this weird sidestep through reality and just arrive there from where you are.
They just slap your ass as you go.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Dorothy's shoes.
Yeah.
Sean Bean looks around, or Shakespearean Bean says, "This is a place of dark magic and of deep depression. I see that in the past few years they have gone back and forth between One division and another.
They let's just also do a stock take. I think a stock take of beans, a bean take, if you will. So Holly, how many beans have you got left?
I have 2 beans. I have stark bean and I have sharp bean.
Okay. Are there any of those injured?
No, neither of them are injured at the moment.
2 healthy beans.
2 healthy
Jordan?
beans.
I've got a Stark Bean, Scary Bean, and Shakespearean Bean, all uninjured.
Okay, great. Dave?
Shakespearean chosen 1 bean with 1 injury, and then advertiser bean with no injuries, but also no real usefulness.
Jenny?
Just after that drama, I now only have Shooty Bean
Okay.
with no injuries.
No injuries.
1
okay.
success, no injuries.
Okay.
On there.
Okay, so we've still got a healthy amount of beans going into this final stage. Right, okay. You all now need to get to the kitchens, bake a cake to defeat the witch, and then find the witch. Given that this is the portal, the final stage of the portal to get to the witch, and saying that you've arrived at the witching hour, there are many witch minions around. So you will have to be careful getting to the kitchens.
Is it match day?
Sure, it's match day,
Cool. Yeah.
but like a supernatural match between interdimensional beings. So, you know,
They're
just,
playing
you know,
Man City.
As a
Got it.
joke.
yeah, exactly. Okay, so how do you want to get to the kitchens without being noticed? Because the witch is going to be on edge.
Got an idea. One of us needs to go up to the announcers spot and just keep yelling "Goal, Sheffield United, goal" over and over again, and everyone will get so excited they won't even know what's happening. It hasn't happened in quite a while. They haven't scored a goal,
Okay, who wants to do that? I mean,
Okay.
Shooty Bean doesn't talk.
I could do that. I'm trying to work out which Sean Bean would be better at that. I feel.
I think your Shakespearean bean, Jordan, might be the perfect.
Does it go?
You're the chosen one, aren't you?
I am.
There's
Yes,
the
so I
other.
tell Jordan Shakespearean bean, you insignificant bean, go up there.
Put my pleasure.
also just remembering that the chosen one emblem is a Santa hat at this point, so we've moved a little bit away from the Christmas film, but it's still just
my Scary Bean is gonna wear a referee uniform. We're just gonna see how that plays out.
Yeah. Okay, so your Shakespearean bean is going to go and try and do that.
Mine is going to be wearing the number 9 jersey for Sheffield United, and is going to go out onto the pitch to attempt to score the goal for Sheffield United. He doesn't know how to bake, so he's given the beans to
Okay. Shooty Bean is just gonna shave his head, put on a Sheffield United shirt, and mingle with the crowd on his way to the kitchen.
And then Holly, what bean do you have left?
Okay, so I have 2. So I am going to my sharp Sean Bean is going to run onto the pitch and try to red card and send off the goblins. And then my Stark Sean Bean can do whatever.
I feel like Stark. I'm going to hand the beans to Stark Sean Bean and say, "I believe in you. Make us a cake."
My Scary Bean is gonna walk up to the Shakespearean Bean. I've got an idea. Go to the kitchen. I'll handle the announcer's box.
Okay, but that was to your other Shakespeare Bean. Dear God, this is now we're all like, I feel like we've hit this like third act, and then everyone's getting really tactical with their Sean Beans.
Stark Sean Bean will guard Shakespeare Sean Bean on the way to the kitchen.
Nice.
And you're moving through the crowd. Shooter Bean will have eyes on you as he's moving kind of alongside, trying to look like an average fan.
My Stark Bean's going to go with Jenny because he feels guilty for getting her other one electrocuted.
Advertiser Bean is just going to be out there just like advertising different items to try to sell them.
Like up on the kiss
This is
cam
the point where
stuff.
advertising Bean is vulnerable at a football match.
Okay, right. Everyone roll everything. Right. Okay. Everyone roll. I feel like you've stuck to your strengths. So, can everyone just roll however many beans you have
5.
left? Like d8s all round.
Right.
Okay.
5.
Shakespeare Bean with an 8. Advertiser Bean with a 2.
Okay. Advertiser Bean is weak in large crowds. Okay. So we've got Shakespeare. Your Shakespeare Bean was going to go and try and score a goal. Chosen one.
Yes.
Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So, Holly, what did you roll with? What did you roll?
Okay, so my sharp Sean Bean, which is going to go onto the pitch and try to red card the goblins to send them off, rolled a 3.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that, Jenny. I did hear your 5, but I will just deal with this particular thing, and then we sort of did everything at once, which is fine. Okay, so Shakespeare Bean, the chosen one being with his Santa hat, rushes onto the field, but also as the other bean runs on and tries to red card some of the goblins and send them off, they start like chittering and angrily coming up to you and but that distracts them enough for the chosen one bean to get the ball and just run it up to the goal and slam it in the goal, which causes the crowd to go wild. And despite the fact this is wildly inappropriate and not how the real game is played, they love it. And unfortunately, that is the moment like the advertiser bean is kind of trying to move through the crowd to get to the next spot where the camera is, and he's injured in the press of all the bodies.
My Shakespeare Bean calls over his Shakespearean radio to Scary Bean. No, Scary Bean, no.
Scary Bean, in his attempt to rile up to get the announcers to rile everybody up and declare it an official goal. That bloody counts. He rolled a 3.
Okay. Well, they're too distracted and terrified by you to start announcing. So neither do they start telling people to get out the way, or telling the people who are responsible for keeping the pitch clear and watching all those cameras are too distracted by you to kind of get Shakespeare Bean off the pitch and the other beans off the pitch. But unfortunately, you can't quite get to the microphones to start calling goals. Jenny, you rolled a 5 with what were your beans doing? Sorry.
Shooty Bean. He was cutting through the crowd to support the run for the kitchen.
Okay, great. And that was a success with that. So some of the crowd on the ground are they're beginning to kind of surge forward as they notice these strange Santa hat wearing goal scorers, and then they surge towards the people who they notice something's off, and some instinct tells them to rush off towards where the kitchens are, but you manage to pick them off, these secret goblin spectators. So we've got who's going towards the kitchen again? We've got a Stark Bean and a Scary Bean.
Stark and a Shakespeare for me, and I also have a Stark Bean that's focused on keeping Jenny's last bean alive because he can see a glimmer that she has the potential to one day be the chosen bean. Something is telling him.
Shooty Bean is just literally support acting, getting everybody else there, and as you say, picking off anybody who is not going the way they should be. Who's clearly.
Unfortunately, that Stark Bean that's trying to defend her did roll a 2.
Okay, but he takes an injury in defending Stark Bean. Some of these, there's obviously minions scattered throughout the crowd, and as Shooty Bean is doing that, it's obviously fairly obvious he's got a gun because they're not subtle, and some of the magical members of the crowd try and sweep up to you, but Stark Bean is defending you heroically, as he's wont to do, and manages to cut a lot of them down, but there's just pure numbers. You get injured before you can completely defeat them. So a tense fight as you cut down 3 or 4 goblins, get a few scratches yourself before the crowd disperses around you. Right, so this film match is well and truly disrupted now. Okay, so who was going in the kitchen and what did they roll?
Shakespeare rolled a 4.
4.
Stark rolled a 7.
So I rolled a 7. Okay, great. Cool. So the kitchens are obviously underneath all of the where the seats are, because that's naturally where kitchens are. And you managed to get through, and I think Scary Bean was it? Sorry, Jordan, that was going with
Shakespeare Bean, who wants his moment in the sun while Holly's Bean is doing the actual cooking. He's going to pace back and forth in the kitchen and say, boil, boil, toil and trouble, fire burn, and cauldron bubble.
Okay, so because you're doing that sort of attracts the attention of the kitchen staff more than what Starkbeam was doing to actually cook the cake. So, which is fine because it keeps them away from the actual cooking of the cake. But as you roll, exactly, as you rolled the 7, you managed to fulfill the cake prophecy and bake it in. I feel like recipes should just be called prophecies anyway, and managed to put all the ingredients together, including the magical candy cane baked beans, and in the oven it goes.
Yeah.
And it's magic. It doesn't take very long to cook because it's magic.
Also, I feel like it could be a pancake because we didn't specify what type of cake, and pancakes take like 3 minutes. So.
Yeah, exactly.
You could do that very quickly while Shakespeare Bean was distracting everyone else.
Exactly. Yeah. It takes Shakespeare Bean can pontificate for quite a long time. So
kind of his thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So Chosen One Bean is on the pitch, basking in the glory of his match-winning goal, is going to reach down and punch into the ground to open up the portal with his Chosen One power that only he has.
Yeah. Can you roll a d8 for me, please?
That's a 4.
Okay. So you punch down into the ground, kind of, superhero posing it a little bit. The Santa hat stands on end with the blast of magical power that you push into the ground and that reverberates up. But what has actually happened is that you've kind of summoned the witch to you rather than going into her domain. So as you do that, like all the lights flicker, and the stadium lights kind of flicker and some of them turn off, and then there's this great gust of wind as this darkness appears just over the gold posts where you scored, and an evil cackle rings out across the stadium as this night drenched hag floats into the air ahead of you.
Something wicked this way comes, eh?
I'm enjoying this very much. I'm loving all the references that are coming out. Okay, so we've got the witch outside. The cake is basically done in the kitchens. So the witch is going to sort of float down towards Shakespeare Bean. Says, "Did you think you could break the curse so easily?"
Well, this morning when I woke up, I thought, to break or not to break? That is the question. Whether 'tis noble to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or whether to punch them in the face and kill them, you bloody witch.
She screams, "I hate Shakespeare!" and it swoops down at you. Can you just roll a d8, because you were obviously using a lot of Shakespeare there, to see if you can get out of the way?
8. Do I roll again?
Yes, you do.
7.
Okay.
Acting!
So, Holly, did you hear that the witch has arrived?
I did not. Sorry, I missed that.
Oh, that's all right. So basically, Shakespeare Bean didn't manage to punch through to the witch, but he did summon her into the real world. And she has just dived at him as he has essentially quotes Shakespeare at the witch very aggressively, and she's dove at him, screaming that she hates Shakespeare. And I think, let's say that as you dive out of the way, because you rolled 2 successes as well, you managed to just like clock her on the jaw, and some of your chosen one power, just there's this reverberation and shockwave as you kind of clock her there, and she shudders, and some of that night sort of color that is drenched into her clothes kind of shimmers and just turns into just like a sickly brown for a second before she swoops back into the air, screeching in rage.
Shakespeare, down in the kitchen, his head snaps up and says, "Hark! Do you feel that? To the pitch!"
I will grab the magical Christmas baked bean pancake of destiny.
I love the fact it's a pancake now. I feel like you could frisbee it into a mouth if you can get a howling loudly enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll start making our way up.
Fabulous.
So as you come back out, Shooty Bean is waiting for you to make it back out the kitchen. He's kind of been stood outside the kitchen door.
And Stark?
I would say my sharp will also, so we get like a chain of Sean Beans towards the pitch as one goes, like passing the pancake.
Yeah.
Sorry, Alex.
Just
a pancake bucket brigade.
So we are passing the pancake down to our chosen one.
Yes.
Advertiser Bean shows up for a second, takes the pancake, passes it on, says, "That won't happen again," and poops away.
Okay, so the aim now is for the chosen one to feed the magical pancake of candy cane baked bean destiny into the witch. Feed the witch that. How is everybody going to help him do that?
Advertiser Bean is going to read out an advertisement about 9 out of 10 witches have horrible teeth. Studies say, to try to get the witch to open her mouth to show everyone that she does not have advanced gum disease.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Roll the D8 for me.
Well, I don't want to do that until Stark Bean, who has the bean pancake, is ready to throw it.
Okay. Yeah. So
you've got them both.
Yeah, well, why don't we? So Stark Bean has it originally. So let's have that little chain of guys. Why don't you roll?
Does chosen one bean already have the pancake?
Well, let's roll Holly, if you roll a d8 to get that to him, and then
right. Yeah. Okay. D8. So this is to pass the pancake down the line of Sean Beans on the pitch. That is a 1.
Oh no!
Did you fucking eat it? Did you eat the goddamn pancake?
Okay. So
I'm at the wrong stadium. I'm at Sheffield Wednesday.
So you rush out the kitchen and go to throw it, but just like completely trip on. You haven't realized that there's a lip of like concrete to get from the kitchen to the pitch, because again, it's directly leading out to the pitch, because of course it does. And you just face plant.
It's also still in the pan. Okay. I haven't taken it out of the pan.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's it. The pan is, you're holding it in front of you, and that's just throwing your balance off a little bit. Okay, so you're on the floor. You're done. Would Shakespeare Bean, as he's there, would you like to just roll to see if you can pick it up and then carry the torch, as it were?
Let's see here. Sorry, this app I'm using is kind of weird. It just had me roll multiple d8s instead of just one. 3.
Okay. So let's say you managed to pick it up and get the pancake off and the pan off the floor, and rush it forward, but you haven't quite managed to pass it on yet. So the line of Sean Beans is now in disarray, because it's all gone wrong. Exactly. It's pancaked its way out. Okay, so what we've got, Shakespeare Bean rushing towards the chosen is the other Shakespeare Bean, rushing towards to try and give him the pancake. We've got Advertiser Bean in the wings of Destiny, of Reality, trying to ready with the stats. How is any other beans going to help to get as some of the crowd obviously is goblins that haven't fled. All the humans have fled, so unsurprisingly, but the goblins are now starting to like swarm down.
Stark Bean is gonna valiantly sacrifice himself if need be. He's gonna put himself between whoever's got the pancake and whoever's gonna stop them from delivering it to the witch's mouth.
Okay. Anybody else?
Shooty Bean is going to be alongside on the other side, pointing his gun at anyone who comes close and taking a shot at them.
Yes, I will also use my sharp bean to do the same thing from the other side, so we're covering.
Okay. Could the two sharpshooter beans roll d8s, please?
7.
6.
Brilliant. Yeah, John, do you want to roll a d8 for your Stark bean as well, please?
Yes. An 8, followed by a 3.
Okay. So you guys you're getting into it now. You know, it's the final quarter. The goblins are rushing down, but from either side are just these Are they sharp beans or are they just shooty beans?
I've got the Shooty Bean.
I've specifically got sharp bean, but that's still shooting, isn't it?
Oh yeah, no, sorry, that was for flavor. It's like we've got a musket shot going off here. We've got a different kind of probably modern rifle over there. Taking out goblins who are flooding towards the Shakespearean bean, holding the pan with the pancake of destiny out ahead of him as he rushes forward.
Like an egg and spoon race with the pancake.
Yeah, like an egg and spoon race on which the universe depends. And then Stark Bean is rushing kind of alongside him, also taking out any goblins that aren't in the way, aren't taken down by the two shooting Sean Beans in the stands. And I think, you managed to get it. You managed to get the pancake to the chosen one bean, but you kind of stumble as a goblin kind of clips you, not enough to injure you, but and it flies out of the pan. So Shakespeare Bean has to catch it and just has a loose pancake in hand.
And then at that point, Advertiser Bean tries his luck, and that's a 1.
Oh, no. Okay, so Advertiser Bean does his usual shifting slightly out of the shadows and reality and almost whispers this stat to. Is that his first injury? That's his second injury. So yeah, he kind of whispers this.
He's dead.
Yeah, to the witch, but she just kind of turns around and just slashes straight through him with these like claws made of like black starlight.
And at that point, Chosen One Bean looks at her and says, "Burn, witch!" And he dives forward to shove the bean pancake down her gullet.
Okay.
Is that a D8 or a D6?
So let's say a D8 because you're it's very dramatic.
One.
Six.
It really is.
6. Okay, success. So you do that as she's distracted by Advertising Bean. You manage to wrestle her, to the ground and shove the pancake into her face and clamp her jaws shut. You hear the screams, but then it's already worked its magic to be touching the witch's teeth, because I think that's how we decided this was going to happen. So you clamp the jaw shut, and she screams from where she is, and you can see these bright cracks sort of shining underneath the skin. And
as the rest of the beans start coming close, I'm going to say, "No! Step back! We will not survive. Remember my beans. Remember me."
As you finish that sentence, that's when the witch explodes. The stadium is lit up like midday, and when the light fades again, there is just a crater with a Santa hat in it in the center of the pitch.
I'm going to run forward as the sharp Sean Bean, and I'm going to grab the hat. I'm going to put it on my head. I'm going to go, "There can be only one."
Well, that's presumably Sharp Bean then just runs off into the distance.
Send it up for the sequel. That's what I'm doing.
The witch is dead. and you all feel, all the Sean Beans that remain feel this sort of slight weight lift from the center of your chest as the curse is also lifted from all Sean Beans everywhere.
Which Sean Beans are still there? All of mine died.
Shakespeare, Scary Stark, we're all singing Christmas music. I'm dreaming of a bean Christmas, I think is the tune that they're singing.
Yeah.
Somehow, Shooty Bean is still there and uninjured.
I've
Thanks
still
to
got
Stark
Stark Bean.
Okay, so I mean, a lot of beans died to bring us to this point, but we have succeeded and broken the curse. So congratulations, everybody.
We did
well
it.
Did it.
We lost a lot of good beans out there.
Sean Bean. It's like we're doing rules.
What a lovely Christmas film we have made.
This is going to go in the pantheon of the classics. I can feel it.
Yeah.
This
Sean
film was
Bean and the
sponsored by
Pancake of
Heinz
Destiny.
Beans.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. Okay, well, thank you very much. That brings us to the end of our lovely, special, very northern Christmas. I hope everyone at home enjoyed it. I had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I thought this was going to be glorious chaos, and it was. Yeah. So just as a reminder, we've done this kind of as a charity live stream. So there's a link in the comments if anybody would like to donate to Give a Book, which works to give the pleasure of reading to the hardest places. So places like schools, prisons, and disadvantaged children. As I say, we all know the value of a good story. So please do feel free to follow the link and give some money. And thank you to Tim and Thomas, who have already given some money already. And yes, just again, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you to my lovely beans for joining me on this just this strange journey. But what a wonderful one. And yeah, just the last thing that remains, to say thank you, and just where can people find you? It's been great to have you here, but where can people find your other stuff? I'll go around the clockwise again. So Holly, where can people find you?
So apologies in advance because I do have a few things that I need to just quickly say before we wrap up. First thing is just say thank you to Alex, because we just completely ruined your life there for like 2.5 hours and you just handled it brilliantly. So well done. As Alex has mentioned, we are doing this to fundraise for Give a Book, which is a charity that is very, very important to me. The concept behind 40 for 40 is that on Wednesday next week, it will be my 40th birthday. I know, hard to believe with this youthful visage. But because of that, it is part of the celebrations that I'll be having. So we'll be keeping the fundraising link up for at least the next week to try and get a few more donations. So if you're watching this after the live stream is finished, the link will still be live. So please do, if you can, go and donate whatever you can to try and get some books out to some people. In terms of where you can find me on Spotlight Indie, all our socials on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Blue Sky. Currently running an Indie Author Summer. I had to think there for a minute. Sorry, guys, there's a lot to remember. Every day we are posting up a new indie author so that you can come and discover some new reads and possibly add some stuff to your TBR. My books are the Vanguard Chronicles, We Men of Ash and Shadow, and The Hand That Cast the Bone, and the standalone, The Hallows. Both books in the Vanguard Chronicles will be on sale next week in celebration of my birthday. Not that I'm trying to guilt trip anyone into buying them, but, please do. And yeah, it was an absolutely fantastic time with you all. I have no idea what reality is anymore, so... We can't hear anything you're saying, Alex.
He's gone silent.
It was very exciting, though.
It was very exciting again, I'm saying things that are super clever, super wise, and really witty, and it's really disappointing.
I was reading your lips. That was
I know. Yeah, exactly. Sorry about that. Jordan, where can people find you and your wonderful works?
You can find my books on Amazon and Audible. JordanLoyalShort.com is my website. It's got links to all my socials and stuff. Currently, I have 2 series. One is a complete trilogy called The Dreadbound Ode. The first book is The Scald's Black Verse. It's like epic, grimdark fantasy with a little space twist, very like Norse Ragnarok vibes, but dispersed and throughout a solar system with cosmic horrors. I also have a little more lighthearted, adventurous series called the Dragonreich series. The first book is City in the Dragon's Eye, and this is like a fun adventure, kind of like Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy meets Indiana Jones. There's dragon Nazis and buried treasure and puzzles and traps and a race to find an artifact of dangerous power kind of stuff. It's also my birthday next week. So if you want to get an ebook copy of this, you can grab that next week for 99 cents, starting on, I think, the 20th, maybe the 21st.
Oh, that's when mine starts.
Hey,
We're sale buddies.
happy birthday. What's your actual birthday?
The 20th.
The 20th is your, I'm the 26th. You can also pick up a copy of an ebook copy of that if you go to my website and sign up for my newsletter. It's free. That's all.
Perfect. Lovely. Dave, where can people find you and your brilliant works?
It is not my birthday next week, but I am 40. So you can still buy my books, people. No, my books will be on sale next week, but we'll talk about that in a second. You can find my stuff Amazon, Audible, my website, which is very creatively davelawsonauthor.com. I'm on Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. If you want to hear me like talk, I'm sure everyone wants to hear a lot more of that. My books are The Envoys of War, The Pawns of Havoc. They are sort of snarky fantasy adventures, very like D&D with like if anyone has seen the show Psych, which I love, like the bickering, bantering friends kind of vibe. I think they're a lot of fun. But they will be on sale, both 99 cents next week for the Narratus, or however you say that sale, which is, I think, the 23rd to the 25th. And yay books.
Perfect. Jenny, where can people find you and your amazing books?
I'm mostly on Blue Sky rather than the others, but I am available on all of them. It just might take me longer to access you. Don't bother trying to find me on Twitter. Not Twitter, TikTok. I am jehannaford.com, and my series are the two that are currently out. The Black Hind's Wake is finished, which is Selkie's fantasy folklore in a kind of post-apocalyptic future, and the Illyrian Gates, which is the more epic fantasy. And books 1 and 2 of that, Gates of Hope and Gates of Sorrow, are out. They are on the bookshelf, but if I try and get them off, I will end up with an avalanche on my head. So I'm not going to risk that right now. There is also Unfamiliared, which is a novella, which I have stocks of, and I believe Broken Binding still have quite a lot of stocks of as well, which are signed. If you actually want to hear me speak, hey, come to BristolCon, because I'm guest of honor this year.
Yeah. Amazing.
But yeah. Just J. Hannaford should find me.
Perfect. Great. And if anyone wants to find me, I am Alex S. Bradshaw wherever I am, which is most places, and alexsbradshaw.com. And I've got a couple of Norse fantasy books out. So yeah, that just leaves me to say thank you again to the amazing Sean Beans that we've had on show today. Mm-hmm. So yeah, please check out everybody's books. They're all fantastic, and check out the charity stuff and Spotlight Indie, where we've got loads more fantastic indie creators that we like to shine a light on, because they do amazing stuff, and we just like to lift everybody up. So yeah, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you somewhere, maybe as a badly disguised Sean Bean. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.